mounted the central reservation onto the other side of the road, mate, onto oncoming traffic, man.
So
we never stood a chance, mate.
No. Not when they're on the wrong side of the road, and that just happens. Good news, Smokey's in.
Smokey is in the building. I think he's the worst thing about it, he's about 200th of a second faster than me right here. he's got me.
Yeah, but you can use Smokey as a wrecking ball to get through the field. Oh, yeah, he's already off. Oh my God, he's just... I just watched Smokey went straight on into Cascades.
I'll leave before the stream goes live, I'll leave.
Well, I've got stream starting and Matt will probably soon be here, so... Because I don't have control of all that, because I don't have a PC yet. Oh. So we've got one guess. I think everyone's here. Anyway, yeah. I'm surprised Smokey ain't started a party with you, some teammate.
No, we usually do.
Right, Matt's here now, Simon. Matt's just joined us for a minute.
Hello, Matty.
You alright, buddy?
How we doing, mate?
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
Dodge away.
He was doing some Andy impressions, which were really funny. And then I just watched Smokey go head on into the wall.
25.
No, I was just wondering if they had a chat party going, Matty.
They've all left to win their own, I do believe, so I'm not sure who's still in that other one. PN, just have a look for me while I get this. 25, I'm sure it's meant to be. 25, 20...
But just let me know before you go live, mate, and I'll leave the party.
It's Fury, Monkey Boy and Tony.
I don't think he's in that pot, is he?
I'm sure you added to it.
Just go and add him in again, PN, if you can.
I should be able to do that.
Should be 20, more of 28.
I should be able to add.
Sure. Gary's not in yet, is he?
No. Hang on, let's have a look.
Gary.
Yeah, Smokey's
Costa.
in that one.
Gary Costa.
Add players.
Who's the other one who's not yet in? Daz up to 7th. Nice.
There you go, I've added you to the other one, Simon.
Alright, bud. Well, take care, boys.
Yep, I got a mate.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can't mark here, sir.
Right. Studio mode, live screen, widgets. Open. Hide the sponsors. Yeah, we're 3 drivers short at the minute. We're going to go live in 5, 4, 3. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for the midway point of the season. It is Alton Park back on the British soil. It is great to be back on British soil as well once again. I am your commentator in the box tonight, as always, with PN Motorsport. PN, welcome to the commentary box once again. It's great to be here, back on British soil, and ready for this very, very tricky circuit.
Yeah, well, we've already been here for at least one night already. When we raced in Pro-Am. But yeah, we're back in Britain and up on in-game, and we stay here for next week as well when we go to Silverstone.
We do stay here for next week. Tricky circuit, obviously. Those Pro-Am drivers had to take this one on last week. Excuse me, very tricky circuit though for these drivers tonight. A few more drivers out there on the Pro Grid who have got to try and take to this very, very tricky circuit, mate.
Yeah, it is really, really tricky, and looking at the times, really close at the top as well.
Very close at the top. We do have a new driver that we'll get to in just a few moments' time, but obviously a bit of maintenance work. So for the drivers tonight, they'll all be out there doing what they do best. Overtaker and Alex have qualifying bans due to penalty points they have accumulated over the course of the season. So it is a qualifying ban for both of them drivers tonight, meaning that they cannot qualify on a very, very tricky circuit, PN, through this evening.
Yeah, it's tough to overtake here. You've got to be patient, because if not, contact is inevitable. It's narrow, it's bumpy, the grass is super slippy, as a few drivers will probably demonstrate, especially going towards Ireland hairpin.
Yeah.
Well, Shell Oil's hairpin.
Indeed it is. Great to see a few drivers already in the chat from last night. Micro Jays, good evening. This should be fun. Fury's grand, good evening all. Good luck, go Fury. We've also got a blast from the past who's in there. Holty in the chat. Great to see Holty in the chat. Fantastic driver. Former Pro-Am champion. Good luck. Last night race was good to watch. And Gary Clarbel as well. Good to be on British soil, just not this track.
He's not far wrong.
He's not far wrong at all. But hey, look, British GT come here in just under a month, so they've got to do the same thing. But it is actually Alex Pow who's currently the quickest man out there at the minute. He's currently in the pits. Good evening to Nikita as well from Pro-Am. Graham, third fastest, backing up his race win at the moment out there at the minute, PN in practice.
Yeah, we've got 3 different manufacturers. Surprised to see the front engine Aston up.
4 in the top 4, to be fair.
Yeah, but surprised to see the 2018 Aston Martin, or the 2024 one though, at Media Day. Beautiful car.
It was very nice car. It was very nice to see. It was really sort of good to see these cars come through, and it's going to be interesting to see what the British GT cars bring to the pack throughout the course of this season. So let's see what all these drivers can do. We are, though, like we say, at that halfway mark in the championship, and already the championship looks a little like this, and really a surprise name at the top of the list, PN, in the championship, because we saw he's looked quick this season, but I don't think we expected him to be doing this well.
No, I don't even think Mike expected to be doing this well this season. Well, it could be because the curse of Matt Duffin in Pro is gone. As I watched Smokey just pile into the wall up the hairpin.
Yeah, Mike Matthews leads the way then. He is currently the man to beat in this championship. He is 3 points clear then of the overtaker, who is currently sat in the pit lane at the moment, 4th out there on track, but 2nd in the championship. Stan Davis, 2nd on track, but is 3rd in the championship. Then we go to Gary Leach, who is not yet in the lobby. Gary Leach, who is sat 4th. Nash is P5, but we have lost Nash from this championship. He's decided to pull out of the season. Joe is then sat P6, currently 8th out there on the circuit, and this will be Joe's last race for a few weeks. He's got an operation tomorrow, so we'll be missing a few weeks. We wish Joe all the best and a speedy recovery from his operation tomorrow. Sky Schundelmeyer, currently the 5th fastest out on the circuit, 7th in the standings. Remy Fernie is and P7 in the championship order, currently sat in the pit lane. Then it is Luke, who I remember messaged just before the season started, my pace isn't nowhere near the pro pace. Should it be in this division? Should it be in this category? Him and his Aston Martin, P9 in the championship. He's having a good year.
Yeah, well, he's having a, to coin Tom Ingram from BTCC, pointsy season. Picking up the points wherever you can, and yeah, just get a good result that way.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for service, says Nikita. Jamie Brady here, good evening to you. And Mark Tuck, have a great race, guys. Looking forward to fun community commentary here last night in Pro-Am. Yep, Dan Davis does a brilliant job, and hopefully you enjoy mine and PN's commentary. It should be fantastic. Simon Blair then is out there on the circuit as well, currently sat in P12. He is 10th place overall in the championship on 168 points, and it is Jay Clouden at P11. Good season for Clouden so far. He's shown good potential and some good promise at times. Yeah, he has, and one of the under the Greasy Bandits racing stable for mostly in Pro-Am with Hypertech and Dean. Yeah. Then we go to P12. It is Alex Powell, currently the fastest man out on the circuit, before Graham, who's P3 at the moment. He sits in 13th. Brand new winner for Graham last week. Paolo, 14th place on the standings so far. Can't see Paolo on the leaderboard. He's 16th. He is. He's there. So many names we have to look at. Sheary is then the one who is just behind him. He's 24th out on circuits, but is 15th in the championship. G. Clarball then. He is also out there in that P14 in his Porsche. Great to see him out there. Before Sam is in P17. Kutias P18. No Kutias out there tonight. Darren Yo back this week. He is P19 with De Hoffner in his beautiful Aston Martin V12 P20. De Fizz P21. S2M Borough Bex P22. Dennis Newman not here tonight P23. Graham Sutcliffe not here tonight P24. Jay Ward is 25th with Andrew Taylor 26th. Losser 27th. Then Brave 28th. P Williams in 29th, Tech Leader 30th, 31st for Glowbrighter, Tarkowski 32nd, Costa 33rd, Shaggy 34th, and then we've got Marshall and Gowney yet to get off the mark, but then we have the new driver of Borchert. Now, if we have butchered that pronunciation, we do apologise. Please let us know if it is wrong. In a McLaren, Borchert, the German driver, debut tonight, and already P6, 6/10 off the pole. That is some good pace.
That is some good pace on a... Let's face it, this is a tricky track. Very, very tricky. So, yeah. What a way to make your debut at probably the hardest track we have this season.
Yeah, indeed. The Constructors' Championship looks a little like SimPlay Racing, 134 points clear of BTC Jaeger, with the Haggis Munchers down in third place on 350. Button Basher Racing. That is Overtaker as an independent driver, is P4 ahead of the Ottinger All-Stars. Team FBR are 6th. JB Racing, which is no longer on the grid, they are P7. Red Rum Racing, independent of Fiore, P8. Effect Motorsport is 9th. Greasy Bandit Racing, the independent of Jay Clouden, is P10. Two Old Ams, P11. BDM Motorsport, P12. The independent driver, that is, of Paolo. Stage 2 Motorsport, 13th. And Audi Sport Racing Team, independent of Tarkowski, P14. Obviously, this is the reverse grid race. 3 drivers that have had to drop to the back of that reverse grid is Costa, 26th, if he gets in. Simon Blair will be 27th, he is in, and Joe will be 28th. That's because they didn't confirm on the sheet, so he wasn't sure if they was racing or not, which meant we've just put them to the back of the grid for that. So a few drivers towards the back of the pack, PN, promoted 3 spots. Especially when you look at Joe, 6th place in the championship, that's given Dan Overtaker Mike, not only 3 spots, but with Joe out the way, it kind of gives the champion at the top 4 with no Nash a bit more of security in terms of being ahead of him at turn 1.
Yeah, and there's 3 less cars to overtake in general as well, so that helps.
Now,
especially around here.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, the last time we raced at this circuit, it actually was Porsche Cup. We saw Joe take 2 wins around here because the only race he didn't win that year was, I think, race 1 at Snetterton. We haven't been here since the Porsche Cup on the PS4 day. So Joe, one of the favourites for tonight, you have to say. He knows the track well. He's just got to do it in his BMW, but he's got to come from the back of the pack in race 1. He
has, but if you sort of keep out of the way of the incidents, because no doubt we'll have a few.
Yeah.
So, and already a lot of the marker boards have been wiped out again. I'm noticing around the track.
Yeah, I did notice that my teammate was fell foul to that last night.
Well, having a puncture probably didn't help, did it? But I tell you, that black Aston, Alex is in. That's looking pretty rapid here tonight.
Yeah, it's looking good. It is looking good. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this one's going to be fantastic, to be fair. The Black Aston of Alex Powell looks a good car at the moment. Problem is, he's got to come from the back of the grid race 2, and he's sort of mid-pack race 1.
Yeah, and now as he's sorted out his steering ratio to the correct one for the Lamborghini.
Yep.
Dan.
Yep. So this could be, again, another interesting one that we get to see tonight with Dan Davis being able to try and do some interesting bits. As we are currently watching Joe, Darren Yosel in the pits, Broadshirt P6, Guy Schundelmeyer is out on track behind Joe, Overtaker as well out on circuit. Now, for Overtaker, had the championship lead last week, and for those who's wondering how he got the qualifying ban, because of that collision at turn 3 that caused a multi-car pile-up, he got penalised for that, which demoted him to 3rd, gave Mike the race win, put Overtaker 2nd in the championship. So for Overtaker, look, he'd have been at the back of the grid anyway, race 1, because of being top of the championship. But with that qualifying ban, he's got to come from there twice. So a big ask for that man tonight.
It is a big ask, and again, I keep saying this track's narrow, really narrow. I think it's what, grade 3? Is it at an FIA grade? So it's not very high up on the grading.
Well, there we go.
Even Snetterton's, I think Snetterton's got a higher grading than.
Well, I'll double check that in a moment. I'll have a look in just a moment. Before we are though going to give a shout out. Thanks for Tracy for putting this in the chat. Good evening to you as well, Tracy. But it's Tibbs's birthday tomorrow. So Sky Schundelmeyer's birthday. He turns 18 tomorrow. Now, in the UK, that is a brilliant thing because he's old enough to drink. He is American, and they can't drink till they're 21 legally. So, happy birthday for tomorrow, Tibbs. Hope you have a great 18th birthday. Have a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend with whatever you may be up to. And from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, happy birthday to Sky Schundelmeyer, a.k.a. Exist Tibbs. Well, let's hope he gets a good couple of results tonight, celebrate his birthday early.
Yeah, he's half a second off power, Alex, at the moment. And, to be 18 again, that'd be lovely. Can't remember much turning 18. I think I got blindingly drunk.
I actually didn't, to be fair. I had a few drinks, but, I didn't get blindingly drunk. Yeah, so Alton Park is an FIA Grade 3, and Snetterton is actually classed as an FIA Grade 3 as well. So, there we go. Both Grade 3 circuits. Alton Park, what a fantastic track this could be. Dan Davis, one to watch. Where is our championship leader? Only down in 11th place. 1.2 off the pace of Alex, but as he looked at quali pace, we obviously don't know, PN, what these drivers are looking at in this session in terms of what pace they are running.
No, we don't know their fuel loads. We could have reloaded up their personal streams, but we're not going to do that because they've not had wind tablets everywhere.
So for Mike at the moment, 1.2 off the pace. What's he got to do tonight to keep hold of that championship lead?
Score points and keep it clean.
Yeah, but in terms of incidents, there's points for every position. What's he got to do coming from the back of the grid race 1, especially? What does he have to do?
Get ahead of Dan and Overtaker, my guess, and stay ahead of them.
Well, Dan is 31 points behind Mike. So Mike, we'll just need a good race here to. Well, he's not going to want to do that. To keep him sort of in that mix and keep that out of contention. This is his home circuit as well.
It is his home circuit. He takes photos here.
Yep, takes photos, comes and watches the racing, loves it.
A bit like me with Snetterton. But we haven't got Snetterton on the season.
I don't think we've actually done Snetterton in the GT3s, have we? We did it Porsche Cup. We did it in the PS5 League, obviously, because the PS4 cameras was down. But apart from that, I don't think we've done it anywhere else, have we?
No, not probably since Project Cars 2 days. The Snet.
Now, there is 26 drivers in. Gary is in. Now, I haven't seen Globright. He's there. Costa's not yet in. That's car 27. There is one more we are missing. And I will go through and double check that in a few moments' time.
I'll tell you what, British track can't ever count out.
You can't count out Gary Leach. Race 1, potentially not, because of the fact back of the grid. But you can never count Gary Leach out, can you?
No, we're on the British track. He's in a 992, and he's now in his happy place.
Yeah. Now, there is 27 drivers, so whoever it was has come back. So it is just Costa that we are missing then.
As we say good evening to Fat Bloke in the YouTube chat.
Good evening. Great to see the FBR guys in the chat as well. So let's go through the grid order then as we come into the final 3 minutes of practice. Is Gary Leach out on track? We'll just watch Gary for a minute. So the pole position will be Shaggy, then it'll be Tarkowski, Globrighter, P. Williams, Losser will be P5, then Andrew Taylor 6th, Ward 7th, F2M Burrabex 8th, De Hoffner 9th, Darren Yo 10th, Sam P11, Clarbel will be 12th, Sherry P13, Paolo will go from 14th with Graham 15th place, Alex Power will go from 16th, Clouden will be 17th, Luke 18th, Ramey Fernie 19th, Sky Schundelmeyer P20, Gary Leach P21, with then Dan Davis 22nd, Overtake 23rd, Mike 24th, Borchette 25th. It should be H. Costa 26th, Simon Blair 27th, Joe 28th. But H. Costa is not yet here and has only got a few minutes to get himself into the lobby, to be fair to you.
Yeah, well, if he is turning up at all. It'd be nice drivers that actually use to confirm and on the Discord. As Hypertech saying it's afternoon. Not quite.
Right. Good evening, then, Hypertaker. 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 It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Yeah. Right.
And we say hey guys to 4ZY. Or ZY if you're British.
Yeah, 4ZY. Good afternoon to you as well. You know what, let's give it a poll, man. Put him on the options for the race win. If you disagree with who you think is going to be the race winner, do comment below who you think will win then. So hi, Fat Bloke in the chat. Hi guys, looking forward to a good race night. Good luck to the Team FBR Pro Boys, which is that of, well, so high up the standings, they're not even on the screen, Graham and Sam. A lot of reading to do this year, obviously, in the new PS5 version. We're getting that the actual names and everything else. It's Alex Powell that's still quickest. Overtaker in the pits, Graham in the pits. A lot of cars in the pit lane, 1 minute 35 to go. Pierre, who are you going for race one?
Oh, that's a tough one because this is a tough little circuit, really. Oh. I would say Alex, but because of his pace, but he's down in 16th. Oh, it's Forzy who's changed his name. Ah.
There we go then. That makes sense. Yeah, 4ZY. Evening, Forzy. Been a while since we spoke to you. Hope you're well, buddy.
Did we mention him last night?
I think we did. Yeah, somebody spoke to us. We spoke about Forzy last night.
We mentioned about Forzy.
Mention and he will appear. Fantastic to see.
Whilst we were both in Pro-Am, racing in Pro-Am.
Yeah.
One near the front, and the Bentley's being struggling because big car.
You didn't give me a race winner.
Race winner. Who do I curse? I don't know. I can't remember the grid order.
Well, I'll let you have a think then until the grid order changes.
Monkey Boy.
I am going to go. Where is he? You know what? I'm going to go Darren Yo. P10.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
You know, good pace. P10, 7/10 off the pole. Yeah, I'm going to go Darren Yo for race one win.
So you're going to go Darren. Oh, Daz. I might say Monkey Boy. So yeah, because he starts.
Nice P6. Yeah, P6.
P6.
Nice. Good options. Good options here.
Both in M4s.
Has finished. Mike now comes on again. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Forzy. As Mike bails on his lap, comes back into the pits, and it's the 277 of Borchette.
That's practice to stop. No, that's Monkey Boy's car. Livery's too similar.
Borchette
between the BMWs
pit line as well. So we have got some drivers still out there on the track. 42 is still out there. That is Jay Ward, as well as Dan Davis out there on a flyer as well. So Ward currently down in 19th place. He's a guy who starts up the order. Come on, Cloud, and up the greasy bandits, says Hypertech in the chat. So a lot of people obviously getting votes in. P. Williams, the current favourite to win the race, as Ward is done, so it will be Dan Davis.
That was quick. Oh, that was really quick looking at the stream of Borchette clubbing in. Here comes the best sounding car on the grid coming around the final corner.
Yeah, Dorfner currently down in P23. Dan actually went quickest there at the end, by the way. Did you see that? 5,000ths of a second. Dan went quicker.
Oh, it's game on, isn't it?
So, interesting to see. Right, so you're with Monkey Boy, Andrew Taylor. I'm going Darren Yo. Yeah, let's see.
Look, I've just noticed something. There was cars completely sharing pit boxes. Oldham Park doesn't have that many garages, does it?
No, which is interesting because obviously the British GT as well this year have got 19 GT3s and 17 GT4s. And they
But
don't.
a lot of them like, have the tents up in the paddock.
Yeah.
Because it's the same with BTCC.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, that's a good point, actually. That's going to possibly be a case of drivers possibly can't pit on the same lap because they won't get in their pit box. Although I assume it spawned everybody in a pit box somewhere.
Yeah, I think they're just ghosting pit lane, to be honest.
Yeah. Sparking Gamer, J Ward for the race 1 win. Great shout. Great shout, Sparking Gamer. Because J Ward comes from 7th. So I think that's a fantastic shout. P. Williams is up there as well. Tarkowski. He looked good last week. You know, Shaggy's on pole in his Gulf-inspired liveried Audi.
It's an Audi front wheel.
The thing is as well, look how close the grid boxes are, RPM. Look at how close they all start. It's a good job this isn't a standing start like back in the Project Cars 2 days. Because this could be chaos.
Or F1. Or the F1 games. Cool. It could... Chaos at what corner, Jamie Blazes just said. Can we select all of them?
Oh, problem for the Hoffner. He moved from his grid box and then immediately went slow. He's now...
Nuts has missed the start. He's in the pit lane. That may be a good idea.
I mean, he was at the back. He was at the back anyway. Just make sure everybody has got away well and is where they're all meant to be. Smokey's actually ahead of Luke Damon as well, which is Luke in the Aston Martin. Luke's actually dropped behind Sky. So Luke needs to come forward a bit more here, and now he does. And he's just got to get in front of Smokey, or Ramy Fernie, should we say, which he's currently not yet done. And obviously, being out of grid position could lead to penalty. Apart from that...
Well, it could also... Even being slightly to the left as you take the wrong start.
Yeah, exactly.
Give you a penalty. Or how I line it up is follow the grid boxes because that's the line you're meant to follow.
Everybody away here. Simon Blair will have a 30-second delay out of it. So they're all coming through the Knickerbrook chicane now. The Hislop chicane. No, they're not. Apologies. They're at Britain's.
That's Britain's.
Yeah, they're at Britain's.
The next one's.
Coming up and over Hilltop. And it's an Audi front row here as well. It's an Audi front row.
Yeah, Golf inspired one of Shaggy. It wasn't me. Or refer to Scooby-Doo. Globe Writer. That's probably not a bad grid start.
I think. Do you know what? Borough Becks as well. P8 looks a good shout.
P8.
Looks a good shout.
Yeah.
Alex for the win, says Jamie. Again, though, you know.
2 cars. Well, but 4 cars. I can't count tonight. my maths is terrible at those times. Oh, it is definitely silver. Now I've seen Daz's car a bit better in the daylight.
So they line up 2 by 2 now.
Through, I can never get caught. I'm trying to think where my MSA blue books are.
Apologies.
I'm trying to think where my MSA blue books are, where I've got all the corner names for all the book circuits in them.
I've already got them loaded up on the PC. We're all good. We round the final corner, and we come now down through Deer Leap. Little left-hand kink. They all filter into 2 by 2s. It's all about to get underway then. Here in the first race of the evening. And we here for round 9 of the season. It is green and go, and Sky Shundermeyer already gets a drive-through penalty at the start. Good start from Shaggy. A good start as well a bit further back. That is Andrew Taylor looking to attack cars. There's already a spinner at turn 1 and already a little bit of chaos at turn 1. But it is Shaggy and Tarkowski side by side down towards turn 2, and it's Tarkowski who leads. Globewriters into P3. It's Paul Williams who's right off there as well. So we will wait for the light the timing screen to change. Sky Shundelmeyer though with his big incident, with his drive-through penalty. Sorry, that has really ruined his race. But as you can see already, it is Tarkowski from Shaggy. Then it is Globewriter as the cameraman picks them up coming through the Shell Oils hairpin. Then it is Losser, Jay Ward, Sam, Darren Yo managed to stay out of trouble there. He's on the back of these. In fact, no bit of damage to the front of his car. Not a lot then. Then it is Clouden and Clarbel. Ramy Fernie's P11. No, he's not because he's off onto the grass.
he was in the wall.
So a lot of drivers not having the best start there. Luke Damon didn't get away, so Luke Damon's actually down at the back of the pack. What has happened to Luke Damon?
He got hit by Tibbs going...
Oh, he's got big damage. Oh, and that is Losser, who loses the rear. A lot of drivers getting the Hislop chicane horribly wrong. And it is Shaggy, who is now going to know. It's Tarkowski, who's already pulled away. He's got a great lead from Shaggy. Then it is not going to be Glowbrighter. It is going to be Jay Ward, who's already now going to make a move. He thinks about it on the back of Shaggy. Can't do so there. Sam, Darren Yo moves up to P5. I'm not sure if he has yet. Cameraman picks him up now. Did he just catch the rear of the Aston Martin as Sam? Sam went off. It is Jamal Clouden, who is side by side looking up the inside of Daz, down in towards Dealeep, but that's a Ferrari of Ward, massively in the wall. Huge damage here for the Ferrari. De Hoffner's P8. He moves up to 7th. Sheary's through. Dan Davis looks like he's got through pretty unscathed. Overtaker was off, you said, PN?
Yeah, he was off on the grass and brushed the wall. Oh, Gary, there was someone's just hit Ward heading towards the pit lane.
Yeah, massive incident on the start line as well. Andrew Taylor's down 17th. Losses damage. Ramy Fernie's off as well. Simon Blair from the pit lane's gone through. That is Glowbrighter, who is stationary on the start line. Borough Becks, Jay Ward and Sky Shundermeyer's in for his drive-through. Luke Damon down in last place. But it is Tarkowski who's got 4.6 seconds lead in this race already. Drive-through cleared for then Sky Shundermeyer. So it is Tarkowski from Darren Yo keeping Clouden at bay. Then it is Clarbel, De Hoffner, Sam, Sheary from Dan Davis, who's had a good start into P8. Then it is Gary Leach just behind him with Joe as well. Joe and Gary and Dan Davis all coming from the back of the pack. Graham, Mike Matthews is up to 12th. Overtake Alex Powell 13th. Overtake 14th. Then it is Bourchier, Shaggy, Andrew Taylor, Simon Blair, Borough Becks, Losser down in 20th. Then it is Williams out the hairpin. Sky Shundelmeyer after his drive-through is 22nd. Paolo, Ramy Fernie is stationary. Glowbrighter's just got into the pits, as does Ward and Luke Damon. But Ward and Damon are going to have to go around again. Already action here at Alton Park. And Darren Yo just getting a bit of breathing space over that of Cloud. And Clarbel can't keep with them. Then it's to Hoffner and Sam. Sheary has got though Dan Davis. No, Dan Davis has gone through. Not sure what's happened to Gary. Gary's lost out to Joe somewhere and has lost out to Graham. Joey's now side by side with Alice Sheary up the inside as they come into Dealeep. Joe, thank you mama for the carrots. Gets that move complete. Lovely move there. Graham's got past Gary as well, who's now got Mike Matthews, and who is going to bail into the pits early on lap 1. Plenty of cars come in. Overtaker is one of them, as is Sam.
Whoa. Overtaker was really quick going in, and then he hit the back of Gary, who was slowing down for Graham.
And look at how many cars are already in the pit lane, none of which have left. Sam is the first man who's going to be in and out here in the pits. Graham is done, as is Overtaker. And where is Gary? Stop-go penalty. That is for Sam. Well, his race has just been ruined.
Yeah, that's a lap. That's a lap gone. Stop-go here. Because it's what, 1 minute 34, 35 for race pace?
Something like that. It's a shorter pit lane though, so it might not be a full lap, but already here you see that Dan Davis trying to get... De Hoffner trying to stick to the back of Clarbel then, and you've got Dan Davis with Joe trying to stick with him. Mike Matthews has got past Sheary. Sheary's just made a mistake. Mike does have damage. He's got a quick Alex Powell just behind him as well as he defends into the Hislop chicane. All drivers coming out of the pit. Sam, then Graham. Overtaker got ahead of Gary, but Sky Shundelmeyer... In fact, did Shaggy get ahead of Gary? No, he did not. But Sky Shundelmeyer got ahead of Overtaker there. And that is interesting. His Overtaker, as he dropped it in the chicane, he has! He's managed to hang on to it. And I don't think Gary Leach is anywhere near. No, he's not. So Overtaker's got enough time to keep going. But he's made a mistake to Hoffner, trying to gain on the back of Clouden. He's got quick Dan Davis gaining on the back of him. Clouden sticking with the back of Darren Yo. And Dan Davis bails into the pit lane. That's a late call from Dan. He comes in, though. Good strategy maybe to get out of the traffic. Alex Powey's going to pull it in. And now here's Barshot and that is Sheary side by side down the start straight. Barshot on his debut, looking up the inside in the McLaren with the Lamborghini on its outside. And that was not completed, unfortunately, there. We've still got Ramy Fernie and Glowbrighter and Jay Ward all in the pits. Huge incidents already. Sam in for his stop-go penalty. But it is Tarkowski who is being caught by Darren Yo. That gap, PN, is down to 1.9 seconds and he's taking Clouden with him.
Clouden's lost the rear end slightly, coming out of the hairpin. He'll probably lose him for grip in the dirty air thrown off from the BMW.
Yes, indeed.
The M4's quite a big car, not as big as the Bentley, but it's still quite a big car.
Down the hill they all come. Sorry, Pierre.
There is a little bit of look like a bit of scuff marks on a few of the cars up front. Well, apart from Tchaikovsky, his car was lovely and clean.
Yeah, it does look like he's got a few scuff marks, but it doesn't seem like it's hurting him too much. Joe has got ahead of De Hoffner, so Joe has cleared him. Just looking down the order, any battles here. Glowbrighter is now away, not yet moved. Stop go cleared for Sam, so that is a bonus for him. But it is Daz getting closer to Tchaikovsky and Clouden getting closer to him. Global's not really done anything here in terms of making gains. Joe's got the fastest lap of the race at the minute, and does the leaders think are pitting? Tchaikovsky stays out, Daz stays out, Clouden stays out.
In.
Oh, Tchaikovsky in. Late call then from Tchaikovsky. I forgot the camera pans out. Joe follows in now. Is this to cover Dan Davis off? Mike Matthews stays out on track. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad. What about Sherry? He stays out. The shot has lost a massive time here. Will he decide to pit?
Sherry's in.
Sherry does come in then. Bishop comes in. Losser comes in. Oh, get that on the brakes. And he's so quick. Whoa. Mighty close here. And look at who Dan Davis is going to jump. A heck of a lot of cars. Joe's jumped Tchaikovsky in the pits. Joe has jumped the race leader in the pits. And Dan has jumped him on the circuit.
Yeah.
And Graham has jumped Joe.
Graham's jumped with the earlier stop. Where's Taker in all this? Taker with the fastest lap.
Taker has just done the fastest lap, but he's down in 15th place. At 16th place, it's saying that might update in a few moments. We will go to Sherry though. He was side by side, that looked like, I believe. No, it wasn't Sherry, sorry, it was Clouden. Overtaker's 13th place, and he's only got Sky Schundelmeyer and Paolo in front left to pit. Ball the top 5, but it is Daz who is leading this race from Clouden. Then it's Global to Hoffner. That was Joe trying to put Graham under some pressure. Graham, race winner last time out. Now we've got Alex Powell trying to get past out of Paolo. They do make a little bit of contact. Overtaker's there. He gets past Paolo. He's now going to try and go side by side on the outside of Alex. These two have a qualifying ban in a few moments' time, and Alex has that inside line for his laps. Overtaker patiently waits on and watches Alex go through that chicane. Alex a bit of damage on the front of that car. This could allow Alex to this could allow Overtaker with Alex's damage to possibly pounce and get an opportunity to overtake.
Clouden's just boxed Jay Ward and Glowbrighter's in again by the look of things because he's gone green.
No, I don't think he's left. I don't think he's left. So Clouden in. Mike Matthews stayed out. De Hoffner came in. Where's Dan Davis? Clouden's off his limiter. Dan Davis is coming through turn 1. I'll have to be cautious. Obviously, it's the cars on track in the race that have to make sure they don't make contact. Joe still behind Graham. And Dan, you're not going to get it done at Cascade. Has a look. Clouden stays in front. We drop back to Graham, who's got Fury. Joe Bates all over the back of him. Sky Schundelmeyer and Paolo pits. Has released Overtaker into 11th place as we see Joe attacking the back of Graham. Dan's now attacking the back of Clouden as well. And we just drop back to Alex and Overtaker as the cameraman picks them up. There's Alex, there's Overtaker, them two having a scrap as well, but Dan trying to attack the McLaren of Clouden, who's going to get its tyres back up to pressure now. Great smart strategy from Dan Davis. Jamie said in the chat he has played it perfectly and he's going great guns at the minute, but if Dan came out there and is now being held up a little by Clouden, this could benefit it to Daz, but Clouden's opened the door and Dan Davis going up the inside towards Hislop's and he's not going to get that done. Cannot get it done. What about Fury and Graham behind? Nothing there. I thought Clouden ran a little deep. What about Overtaker and Alex? They can't do anything. They're gaining onto the back of Tchaikovsky. Simon Blair is gaining on the back of Sky Schundelmeyer, who's trying to gain on his teammate Gary Leach in 14th place. Still Ramey Fernie to pick. Glowbrighter and Jay Ward. That looks like a retirement for me for them two as Darren Yeo pulls it into the pits, so this could be crucial.
Could be crucial. Clarball takes the race lead temporarily. Mike's not pitted yet.
Daz is not away. Halfway through the race, this looks a long stop for Daz. He's going to lose out. He's going to lose out massively if he's repairing damage. He's done the wrong strategy. Clouden through, Dan through, Graham through, Joe through. Here comes Tchaikovsky with Alex Power and Overtaker. Daz is only just away. Tchaikovsky and Alex and Overtaker all through as Alex gets past Tchaikovsky then. Oh, and Overtaker's off. Him and Tchaikovsky made contact. Overtaker's right around at turn 1. And that has put him deep off. He's going to have to be cautious now as Darren Yeo and that of De Hoffner goes through. But Pierre and Darren Yeo's just threw away a race win for me.
Yeah, I thought maybe he repaired damage if the car wasn't turning.
He was in the lead and he looked comfortable in the lead. That's the thing. So Only Daz will know what he did wrong there, but I think Daz has just threw the potential of at least a pro podium out the window there. Did he refuel? Is Daz half fueling? Is that a problem?
I don't know. Mike's gained nearly a second on Clavel in a sector.
Yeah, Mike is gaining on Clavel. Mike's got good pace. Clouden doing a great job over Dan Davis. Graham doing what he needs to. Where's Joe gone? Joe's got past him. So what has happened there? Graham has dropped down to where Overtaker is in P11. So what has happened there? Alex Power is now up to 6th. Graham's down to 7th. No, they're all still tumbling down as they come through. So then it's Tarkowski, then it's De Hoffner, then it's Darren Yeo, then it's Graham. So Graham was ahead of Joe. He's now down in P10, just ahead of the Overtaker. Mike Matthews in. Where's Clouden? Clouden goes through. Dan Davis goes through. Joe goes through. Alex Pow. Will he go through? Because Mike is already off the limiter. No. So Mike comes out, P5.
Yeah, but he's now got to get his tyres back warm, because if he didn't, you wouldn't have changed them.
No, I wouldn't have thought you'd have would have changed them. So Clavel leads this race all of a sudden.
From Dan, and it's 0.1 of a second. McLaren versus Lamborghini, and Joe with his BMW, who's come from right at the back. Let's remind everyone.
Yeah, yes, he's had a good start to this race. Right into the Britain chicane. Clouden just doing exactly what he needs to do to take a first ever pro win here at SimPlay Motorsport. Dan just on the grass a little bit there, giving him a flash of the lights, and yeah, Dan looking to do everything he can at the moment. Darren Yeo is on the back of De Hoffner as well. Down to De Hoffner we go. Still got Darren Yeo right behind him, and these two are going to have Graham and Overtaker catching shortly. In fact, Overtaker has got ahead of Graham, so it was 0.004 of a second. It's not now, because Overtaker is ahead of Graham. Darren Yeo just cannot get past De Hoffner in that V12 Aston. Dan Davis cannot get past this of Clouden, and the longer Clouden holds Dan Davis up, the more that Joe and Mike might get onto the battle here. Clavel, last time to do his pit stop here, and this has been a great opener to the night.
It has. I'm just watching Alex. He seems slow at this phase of the race. His car's just not picking up speed.
He's got a lot of damage. You look on the front, you see a few of them scuff marks. I wonder if that is affecting his aero ability in this race. Daz now looking up the inside at Leap, and he gets the job done. Great move from Daz Automatic in the BMW. Puts him up to 8th place. De Hoffner's now down in 9th. Overtaker's now going to try and catch M2 down. And Dan Davis has got past Clouden. Clouden's been off.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Clouden. He was looking for a debut win here.
So Dan's got through. Joe's got through. Mike Matthews gets through.
Yeah, championship leader in 3rd place now.
4th.
Well, net 3rd.
Yeah, well, we see. It depends on Clavel's pit stop. Daz then has got through. Overtaker's now got to try and gain. Drop down the order a little bit. Gary Leach trying to get onto the back of Bourchette. Don't think he is, actually. That gap looks... Oh, no, he is. There they go through. Sky Schundelmeyer's in that one as well. Look, you see Sky there. The BTC Jaeger Racing boys all coming through line of stern. Have the other guys got out of the pits? No, that to me is a retirement. 7 laps down. That is a retirement for Glowbrighter and Jay Ward. Smokey Devil 3 laps down, but he had big damage. He's got to pit again. And yeah, for Gary Leach, right on the back of our debutant driver Bourchette here, with Sky Schundelmeyer and Simon Blair in the background not too far away.
Clavel's now entering pit lane. Oh, that looks quick. Oh, that looked really quick, not gonna lie. It's a very short pit lane here at Alton Park, in the finest of England, Cheshire.
Cost 73 is off. That is Luke Damon not had the best of nights here. Clavel is now away. He's not yet off the limiter. Dan's gone through. Joe goes through. Mike is on the podium. I think Daz threw away a podium here. Daz was a couple of seconds up the road from Clavel. So it is Dan from Joe from Mike Matthews. Clouden all over the back of Mike. Just looking down at the other gaps, Bourchette has still got Gary Leach and Sky Schundelmeyer right on the back of him here.
There's a car still off at the hairpin.
Yeah, that is 73. That is Luke. Luke is off still.
I think he's... Yeah, he's stationary in the wall. Has he not got a reverse gear? The only person still got to do their mandatory stop is
Smokey
Raimi
Devil.
Fernie.
Yeah, Raimi Fernie then. Is Gary now coming under pressure from his teammate, that of Sky Schundelmeyer, as Luke is well off into the wall, and a strange place to be off. But Dan leads from Joe, from Mike Matthews, and then it is Clouden. Clawball on the back of Alex. Alex is up to P5 now, so good points for Alex to say he's still got that qualifying man to take. Graham trying to get on the back of Overtaker once again. And then it is that battle between Boucher, Gary and Sky Schundelmeyer. And is Gary going to have a look into the Hislop chicane? No, he's not. Wily old fox, Gary loves a British circuit.
Yeah, I probably prefer it had been Snetterton. Not gonna lie. Oh, Gary's wide.
Yeah, little wide, has a wiggle over the drain that's on that curb. And he's not lost out to Sky, that's the main thing.
I wonder if it fills up with water quite nicely in floods.
Well, I imagine the drainage is pretty good being a race circuit. Sky now all over the back of Gary. Leach and here, teammates for the BTC Jaeger Racing stable.
Yeah, as Luke's returned to pits now.
Luke has returned to pits. Now, I believe he has done...
He's done...
Yeah, he's done more than 3/4 of the race, because Smokey Devil will still score points. But it could be a quali ban then for Globewriter and Jay Ward at the next race for the retirement here in race 1. But a great battle here with 2 minutes 53 seconds to go.
Clouden's all over Mike. He is.
Just going on Smokey Devil. Sorry, Pierre. Just going on Smokey Devil. He's got 16 seconds to complete that mandatory pit stop. In he comes now. 9, 8, 7. Mother Davis, good evening to you in the chat. He's in the pits, plenty of time. So it could be a 3-car retirement. Clouden is all over the back of Mike. Joe's going to try and catch on to the back of Dan Davis. What a rivalry this is to be resumed. Mike, again, another podium this season. And for Dan, 31 points behind. Well, he's only going to gain 10 points over Mike Matthews.
Yeah, but is Fury catching him? Is Joe catching Dan?
Well, it's 1.8. It's been 1.8 for a while, so we'll see at the start line. Darren Yo's on the back of Tarkowski here. Look at Daz. He's got some great... In fact, no, he's ahead of Tarkowski.
He's fast.
So Daz got great pace. I think Daz could have won this race, you know, had he not had that long pit stop. Overtaker's got past to Hoffner. So Overtaker's up another place as well. So Overtaker now into P9 with that fastest lap point as well to his name. So extra points for Overtaker in this championship. Sky Schundelmeyer has got past Gary Leach and dropped Gary Leach. Sky Schundelmeyer now looking on the back of Boucher.
Closer. Mike's pulled away by 1.5 seconds now.
Yes, and Joe brought the gap down a 10th last lap. But is this going to be the last lap? I think we'll get another one.
Where is Dan on the track? Dan
He's just gone through the Shell Oils hairpin. He's now at Britain's. I think we'll get another one. Smokey's got a drive through. No, Simon Blair. His teammate has a drive through for track limits.
Very easily done here, though, because you can just put a wheel off the road and it gives you no time gained and validates your lap. That's what I've noticed when we for a week of practice.
Darren Yo's now right on the back of Clawball. Daz is flying. Overtaker's now on the back of Tarkowski. So Overtaker flying, Daz flying as well. Is he going to look into Hislops? He pulls out now. He's going to brake as late as he dares into Hislops. Clawball turns in, and there's a Darren Yo. They make contact. Daz loses the rear. Overtaker's now got past Tarkowski. He's going to fancy his opportunity to try and get past Daz as well. We go back to Dan and Fury, though. Fury's lost some massive time at the minute. He's now 2 seconds behind Dan Davis. There will be one more lap. So it is Dan from Joe, from Mike, from Clouden. Alex Powell P5, Clawball stays 6th, Darren Yo stays 7th, and now Overtaker's on the back of Darren Yo. Was that a little bit too late there from Daz up the inside, or was that Clawball turning in on him?
I think Daz was far enough alongside to have been warranted that space.
Well, now he's gone from attacking Clawball for one lap to possibly defending from Overtaker, although he's within that 4/10 of Clawball. So this the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. And Clawball very wide through turn 1. Daz reacts to that. He's going to get past. He's fully through as they come down towards Cascades. Not really an overtaking opportunity. Overtaker sits back and waits for this to unfold in front of him. Now he gets the power down out of Cascades then toward the little left-hand kink that we have of the island bend. And now down into the Shell Oils hairpin. Not easy to overtake around this circuit. Overtaker looks up the inside, thinks better of it, and does not get the move done there. Drive through done for Simon Blair. As Gary Leach has got ahead of Boucher and Schundelmeyer, so not sure what's happened between them. And look, Clouden's been passed by Alex Powell. He's now being caught by Darren Yo. So what a fight this is. We've also got then De Hoffner, Graham and Gary Leach. Tarkowski, De Hoffner and Graham all in the background fighting as well. Overtaker still behind, but we are going to have to jump to the front. Pierre, keep your eyes on that battle. Dan Davis is going to come to the line. He hasn't won since Donington Park, race 1 of the season. He's not been on the podium since the second race of the Nürburgring. Dan Davis is going to come home, your 7-time champion. He's going to come home for his first race win since Donington Park. Joe will cross the line P2. Great result for him. Mike Matthews will take the podium. Alex Powell P4. Clouden looks like he's going to try and take a P5. Good result this will be for Clouden, to be fair. Possible race win that was thrown away. P5 though. Darren Yo P6. Clarbill will take P7 ahead of the Overtaker. P8 with fastest lap. Tarkowski P9. De Hoffner top 10. Graham 11th. Gary Leach P12. Flash of the lights from him. Sky Schundelmeyer then P13 at the moment.
Yeah, he's no one near him, so he's been off the road. He's got damage on this car by the look of things.
Bourchier on debut.
Also got damage. Ooh, did the two McLarens come together?
That's what I'm thinking. Question. Yeah, 14th place for him. Paolo, he's going to come across for a P15. Also
damaged on the front of his McLaren.
We don't know who's repaired damage or not, though. That's the problem, isn't it, at the moment? So a P15 for Paolo. It is going to be P16 for Simon Blair. P17 for Sam. P18 for Losser. P19 for Esteban Borabek. Shaggy's going to come home for P20. Andrew Taylor, P21.
Yep. P. Williams is now coming around final corner into Dearsley. Flashing his lights across the line and for P22.
Yeah, and Sherry's in the pits for P23. So that then was race 1, all in the bag, job done. We will be back very, very shortly with race 2. What a race that was. We'll see you shortly. I think that's threw that away there. Clouden, where's Clouden? He was 5th, wasn't he? Peony?
Yeah.
Clouden, 5th.
Yeah, I'll bring up timetables.
Clarble. I need Clarble as well because I can't see him, so I've got the bottom end up.
Clarble was 7th.
Clarble 7th. Clouden?
Clouden was 5th.
5th, yeah. Losser. 18. Costa, not here. Luke, 25. Graham, 11th. Tarkowski, 9th.
Tarkowski was 9th.
Yep. That is
I'll tell you what. If Fury drives like that in race 2.
Yeah.
For that, be last and come home in 2nd.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a bloody good drive by Fury.
Exactly. Lamborghini now can't win the manufacturers.
Well, so what is it? Just between McLaren and
BMW and Ferrari.
That was close. That was hectic. You just didn't know where to look.
No,
I was struggling finding something.
Some good racing, to be fair. I don't know what happened at Turn 1, but some good racing. So that is Dan's.
I'm sure we're going to find out, Matt, when it goes the ticket. Yeah. When it goes in as a ticket.
Yeah.
And speaking of,
it was an interesting Turn 1 though, because I think Monkey Boy may have caused it. Imagine if this cunt had his steering settings right all season.
Yeah, right.
and trust it to be a fucking other British circuit where
British track, yes, boy, you fucking love them.
That was fucking stressful, man.
That was a good race. Good race.
I never touched Clouden, by the way. He went off on his own.
Yeah, I don't think we saw it.
Yeah, so I was right up behind him, and his lag was something about his lag was awful. You know, I get near him, and he was just laggy, and then next thing you know, he's on the inside, and he's bounced off, and I'm like, oh, okay, see you later then, mate.
I think Daz threw that one away. repaired. 12 seconds worth of damage.
I didn't repair. I had 6 seconds worth of damage. Didn't bother.
Tell you what though, good drive by Fury.
Yeah, man. The fucker was right behind me. I was getting
He
nervous.
started last, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, we all were pretty much at the back. It's that first corner chaos. Whatever happened there.
I think Monkey Boy. I think Andrew hit somebody.
Mike,
Hello.
you take a podium.
Trust this cunt to get through the pack, though, didn't it?
Hey, I've learned from so many fucking being involved in so many.
I think he's hacked the server, bud.
Fury!
Really?
What a lad.
What a drive, Fury, for that race.
Well done, man. That was a good drive.
Thank you.
I was shitting myself. You were catching me at the end as well.
Yeah, I may or may not have burned the tyres at the end.
I was carrying like 6 seconds worth of damage and just struggling to turn in.
How I did not get caught up in that shit at turn 1, I don't know.
I don't know either. I
Mate,
think
how
I hit
Smokey
Luke.
didn't wipe anyone out at the hairpin. He was on the apex rejoining.
Mate, I
Yeah, I did
literally
see that,
shouted at
actually.
him. I shouted at him in the party. I was like, "Stay there!" Fucking
That's why I
coming up
put a
at like
comment on
90 miles an hour.
Thingy. There was fucking loads of people that were spinning back on track but not on brakes. So they were just spinning straight across. You couldn't work out where they were going.
That was chaotic.
I think it was Andrew that caused the incident.
Say again?
I think it was Monkey Boy who caused the incident.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm sure I saw him I'm sure I saw him do something, and then there was the white and red Lamborghini. I can't remember who it is. Is it Williams? I think it's Williams. Sideways as the camera panned to the exit of turn 1, and you just knew when he was already sideways, halfway through corner, that well, the rest of the pack is going to collect him.
Dan, who were you racing in that McLaren?
Clouding.
Clouded.
Mate, I almost sideswiped into him when he went off, and he just joined straight back on. Luckily, the fucking back end kicked out a bit, so it pointed me into the corner more.
I don't know how I didn't hit him more. He was struggling when he came back out, and he was making loads of mistakes. This is the problem with this track. I could not get past any fuckers. Like, I got stuck behind that other Lamborghini. What's he called? Stealth or whatever the fuck he's called.
I've
Stealth.
just noticed.
What is he called? Sherney or whatever the
Sherry.
fuck he's called. Sherry. Right. Got fucking stuck behind that cunt. And then I had Gary and Fury come flying up behind me. We went fucking side by side through the left-hander. That fast left-hander. What I'm hearing is Gary saying, "Don't turn in on me."
Mate, I don't know whose ass I was up for a while. I think it was Gary's.
Yeah.
And then he made a mistake at the chicane, so I went around the outside. At the exit, I was like, fucking brilliant. Mate,
So he's kicking off. Did he start any of them issues? Because he's kicking off at the minute.
No, I think
The
he's
dirtiest
caught up.
championship, Serhi. Guys, with all due respect, this is the dirtiest championship in which I've participated. Unfortunately, cars are constantly being hit at the start. You constantly need to write reports every race. This is not a race, it's some kind of destruction derby.
Where did he put that?
In the
Proud
pro
of that
event.
page.
in the what?
Pro
Who said
event
that?
page.
Sherry.
Sherry.
I don't see it.
How many notifications you got on Discord at the moment, Fury?
I mean, to be fair,
1,800.
I didn't hit the fucker.
Yeah, I think he means more the start. Fuck knows what happened there. Probably 3 wide into turn 1.
On the
maybe?
event
The
page,
pro
I couldn't
event.
see.
where you have to confirm.
Yeah, no, I'm there, but I just couldn't see it. I found it now.
Fucking hell. I think I've just helped Alex with his pit stop. He's just gone, do you need to put a litre of fuel in every time you stop? Or do you just go? No, mate, you just stop and go. It's up to you.
Which one's Sherry?
Oh, I'm losing 3 seconds every pit
Sherry's
stop.
the green Lamborghini.
So, of all the tracks, I've just made
18.
Alex even faster. Brilliant.
What did you... What? What?
He asked me if I needed to put fuel... He says, do you need to put a litre of fuel in? Or not? I'm like, no, you do what you want at the pit stop. And he's like, oh, I've been losing 3 seconds every stop.
You flipping twit.
Well, not me, Alex. So on all the tracks, like where he's fucking rapid here.
Faster.
Well, I didn't know that's what he... I didn't know he was losing loads of time. I didn't know how long fucking a litre took.
Fucking did now, didn't you? Now you fucked it.
To be fair, I think he'll be near the start and fucking gone.
He's got a qualifying ban.
Oh yeah, hey man, overtaker at the back again, aren't they?
Yep.
Fucking hell, I need to get
take a foot off the road a few times.
Point the end.
Him and Overtaker have both got qualifying bans.
Shame.
But Overtaker won. I gave him the slightest touch at turn 1 because he just stopped. I didn't get any damage from it. Yeah, at the start, he just stopped.
Yeah, so but did you not? The fucking chaos in turn 1 was ridiculous.
Let's go for a piss.
I just can't believe I fucking avoided as much as I did. Because there was cars that were trying to rejoin that just kept putting their foot down on the grass, which you don't want to do.
It's not too bad if they rejoin level with you, you know, gradually come on. It's when they're coming on like 90 degrees.
And I'm back. Oh, fucking fun. Oh.
Fury, have you tried that best cereal yet?
Huh?
Have you tried that best cereal yet by the Sidemen?
By the what?
The Sidemen
No, not yet.
have me. Yeah, I have. I won't bother, mate.
Not
It
actually
is
that good.
boring as fuck. I even got the chocolate one, thinking it'd be more exciting.
How much did you pay for a box?
Oh, it was like £2.
Oh.
But they're like really small. You know when you like pay extortionate prices for like fucking like Cocoa Pops, and it's just like £3 for like the smallest box ever.
Oh, watch it if you go on track. Monkey's just gone out.
Dickhead.
Sorry.
What a dickhead. Poor monkey, man.
Honestly, Dan, I don't know how you jumped me so much in the pits, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't repair any damage.
Neither did I.
Don't know then.
You're either
miss your
slow
box? I
into
missed
the
my box.
breaking
I
in,
missed
or
the
you're
box.
not getting out of the box quick enough.
You even missed the box and you were that quick.
Yeah, I missed the box.
Mate, you came
But
out
also-
like 5 seconds ahead of me.
I fucking
But also,
stalled.
when I got to the pit exit as well, I just turned the limiter off ever so slightly earlier, and I didn't get a penalty for it.
Wait, hold on. How the hell do you stall?
Gambly bugger. I started the engine, and then because it sometimes takes a while to start, and then because it didn't, I pressed it again just as it started, so it cut it. Right, one.
So you didn't stall it, you just done a quick on and off reset?
No, it stalled. It didn't start straight away. I stalled it alright.
Okay. 5, 4. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport here for the qualifying of round 10, the halfway stage of the season. And what a season it is so far shaping up to be. Dan Davis wins the sprint, hasn't won a race since Donington Park. Let's not forget the first race of the season, but the championship standings look like this. Mike Matthews now leads the way, 21 points clear of Dan, so his championship gap has gone up, but Dan has clawed 10 points back. Overtaker is now 32 points behind. Joe moves ahead of Gary into 4th place, with Gary Leach dropping down to 5th. Sky Shundermeyer is P7, just ahead of Alex Power and Clouden. Remy Fernie P10 with Luke P11. Simon Blair is 12th, just ahead of Paolo by a point. Graham down in 14th. Clarball P15 with Sherry 16th. Darren Yo 17th. Sam is 18th. Darfner P19 with S2M Borough Bex. Coutiers DeFizz. Andrew Taylor, Dennis Newman, Graham Sutcliffe, Jay Ward, Losser, Den Brave, Williams, Tarkowski, Shaggy, Tech Leader, Globewriter, Costa, Borchette, and Marshall and Gowney yet to get off the mark. Constructor standings look like this. SimPlay Racing, 197 points clear now of BTC Jaeger in the standings. Argus Munchers are P3 with the Ottinger All-Stars moving up to 4th. 2 points clear of Team FBR in 5th. Button Basher is an independent, is P6 with Red Rum Racing P7, JB Racing P8, but obviously not in the season anymore. Effect Motorsport is P9 with Greasy Bandit P10, BDM P11, 2 Old Hams P12, Stage 2 P13, and Audi Sport Racing Team P14. We do have the top 3 in the commentary box, but just a reminder now, Lamborghini cannot win the manufacturers. It is only left to Ferrari, BMW and McLaren. So we'll see what will happen as this progresses. But we are joined by the top 3, like we said, and we are joined by our championship leader, first of all, Mike Matthews, who, Mike, I don't think you had the pace outright tonight, but you managed to avoid the carnage, get a good pit stop, and come away with a podium.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Alex. He's got some pace. I'm surprised he didn't manage to catch me. I was concerned at the end, but yeah, I'm not comfortable here with the bumps, considering it's my own circuit, so I'm struggling a bit. But yeah, I was quite surprised. Thankfully kept it relatively clean. 12 seconds of damage going through all that, but keeps me going.
Keeps you going indeed. 21 points now ahead of your teammate Dan Davis. Obviously your gap at the top has been extended, as well as Dan gaining 10 points on you. Is it just the way, is that the way it's got to be tonight? Just keep that gap under control?
Yeah, I think it's damage limitation tonight for me. Dan's got pace, Alex has got pace, I haven't. So it's, I think Alex and Overtaker starting at the back for this next one is a bonus, because the two with some of the fastest pace on here are the other end of the grid. So we can try and get at least a decent head start on them.
A decent head start indeed. Obviously race 2 coming up. Where can you qualify and where can you finish in the race?
I think quali, I'm looking at any borderline top 10 going off practice times. We'll see if I can get a decent lap, but in the race I'm just, again, open top 10.
Well, Mike, we'll let you get on with your qualifying, and best luck in that second race. We now go to Joe, aka Fury, as we look for his name on the list of drivers and can't see him.
I say
23rd, thank you, PN. So Joe, as we pick you up now on the track, good race for yourself. Dead last on the grid, obviously unsure if you was racing tonight or not. So dead last on the grid, all the way through to second, avoided every little bit of contact possible, and a good result.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly actually surprised this car had the paces around this track as much as it did. It just felt so planted around every single corner, and I just power out of it as much as I wanted and brake as late as I wanted.
Obviously, the last time
back to P2.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit because I am struggling to hear you. So let me just turn you up. There we go. The last time he was here was the Porsche Cup. Sorry, was the PS5 No, we didn't do Alton on the PS5, did we? It was the Porsche Cup the last time we was here. You took a double win that night. Obviously, another podium tonight. Just proves that Alton Park a good circuit for yourself.
Well, yeah, getting used to the UK tracks a bit more now. I mean, trying to go and see as many as we can this year for the touring cars. You know, going back to Donny with you boys again. So, yeah, being able to.
Race 2 coming up, buddy. You look like you've got some pace tonight. You look like you had a decent lap time in the practice session. What can you do in the qualifying? What can you do in the race?
Hopefully get a good lap like I did in the race. Obviously I don't know if I can beat it, but if I can do a good enough qualifying lap like I did in the race, then just see where I start and try and fight back for a P1 maybe.
Well, best of luck, Joe. We'll let you get on to it as we move to the race 1 winner, Dan Davis. Dan, similar story really, back of the pack in the reverse grid as always, but this time to the front. No caught up in the melee for you?
No, not this time round. Kind of got scot-free. I mean, I still had some damage. I still got hit by a few drivers, but yeah, got away scot-free on that one, so can't complain.
You had a great little fight with Clouden. Obviously, we know Alton Park famous for it being such a tight, bumpy circuit. Just couldn't get past him. He made the mistake that allowed you to get through, and you didn't really look back.
Yeah, I mean, he was making a couple errors here and there, but obviously, like you know from last night and you know showing tonight as well, once you are out in front, you can just hold the line in the middle of the circuit, and you know everyone's going to try and get around you. So. I mean, fair play to Clouden. He was fair, respectful. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I never touched him, and he just went off at turn 3. Yeah. And you know, when someone gives me an opportunity to win a race, I take it with both hands, no doubt. So, good race though. It was good fun, and you know, Shiri as well. Was it Shiri as well? In the other Lamborghini was holding me up for a while, and I had Gary and Fury up behind me. It was a nervous race.
Was a nervous race. Now, your steering settings was a problem before at the start of the night. You've managed to find out the actual steering settings. Brings you a race win, your 76th race win. But it also brings you 10 points closer to Mike in that championship battle. Moves you ahead of Overtaker by 11 and 10 points closer to Mike. So, at the moment, chipping away at that championship lead.
I think the Constructors is near enough sealed. So it's going to be all gloves off now between me and Mike. He's just got to stay consistent, and I got to hunt him down. I think as well, if you are a championship leader, you carry the curse with you to each round. So the longer I stay not championship leader and get it on the end at Kyalami, the better. But we'll just chip away points. I know here I'm feeling quite confident around here. So, you know, we'll just try and do the best we can race by race.
Now, my second to last question is, you always say that you hate the British circuits, don't like them, horrible tracks. You always go well around the British circuits, and this is another one you can add to your list.
I detest them. I don't know why I'm good on them. I just absolutely detest them.
And finally,
so you know,
qualifying in the race, what can you do?
Stick it on pole and disappear, hopefully. I know that it's very difficult to overtake around here. So, and obviously the fast boys are at the back, so now it's all about just getting the start, get the jump, and just disappear, hopefully.
Well, we'll let you get back to it, Dan. Best of luck for the second race of the evening. Dan Davis, currently provisional pole from Sky Schundelmeyer. Graham, third place with Paolo, fourth. Joey, sixth. We'll stay with Joe because he's about to complete his next lap. De Hoffner just in front of him. De Hoffner down the order in P16. A few drivers, P, had actually not qualified yet as Joe comes to line, improves but stays fifth place.
Oh, I think they keep running wide and validating the laps, and they're like, you know what, just stay here. But it does move Taker and Alex, who are both on the qualifying band, up a place.
It moves them up a couple of places indeed. Who's the next car coming to the line? That will be car number 99, and that will be that of Andrew Taylor then, who looked like may have caused a bit of dramas at turn 1. He's got Gary Leach right behind him, who's currently P12. Andrew Taylor comes to the line, P18 at the minute. Improves, stays 18th place. Gary Leach, no improvement for him. Then it is going to be car 69. That is Simon Blair. He comes to the line, moves himself up into P14, so a good lap from him before car 42, which I believe is Simon Blair's teammate, who has not... No, it's not. It's Jay Ward. Sorry, it's Jay Ward.
It's Jay Ward. Smokey's 43, even though... You might have to have your TV a bit closer. to see the numbers.
I'm fine. Good evening to Terranova in the chat, as well as Dean Wasaki as well. J Ward puts a lap time on the board. Not that quick at the minute. So let's see what the plan of action is. We've actually lost a driver in this race. I'm not sure what has happened. It is Clarbel who has gone. Graham moves up to P3. And who's the next one on a flying lap? 45.
Car 45 is...
That's the next one on a valid lap anyway.
Yeah, just see YouTube chat there, that. It's on about, yeah. I need to turn on the full track map because I am getting old. 43 is on a valid lap, now across the Navarre.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to 227, which is out of Graham, who comes to the end of his lap. Then it is 131, which will be Gary again. So Graham currently P3 off, second off the leaders. Improves, but stays P3. Gary Leach next.
Gary is 131.
Yeah, currently P12. No improvement, stays 12th. Next car on a valid one is 277. That is the new man, Borchert. Then...
Not bad, he's in the top 10 at the moment.
Well, it's P8, good pace at the moment. Dan, 33.1. That is a good lap time from Dan Davis.
That is a very good time by Dan Davis.
As Borchert then comes through.
He's got car 82 of Rosser behind him.
Yeah, on a valid lap as well. So Losser, the next man on a valid lap. Borchert needs a tenth to get ahead of Mike. Mike currently 1.2 off the pace, down in 7th. Needs 0.4 of a second to get ahead of Joe. Couple of cars left on invalid laps. There's 3.5 minutes remaining. Here comes Borchert to the line now. Stays P8. Losser, no improvement for him. Next car is that of Joe, who is currently P6. He now comes to the line. He's flashing the lights. Is he on an improved one? He is. Goes P2. Next is De Hoffner. That is a very good time. What can De Hoffner do? Before Shaggy just behind him. No improvement for De Hoffner. It'll be Paolo after Shaggy. Shaggy stays P18. Paolo currently 6th. He stays where he is. What about Mike? No improvement for Mike. Then it is going to be car 73. Dan and Fury on the front row.
Oh, spicy.
Tasty.
It is Carrera Cup again.
Luke Damon to the grid. Goes. Wow. P7. Good lap from Luke there. Pushes Mike down to 8th.
He had 6 minutes of damage for the end of race 1.
Yeah, I did see that in the Discord. Next person on a fastest lap again is the new driver of Borchert.
Yeah. Smokey's now coming out the pits to do another lap. Oh, Luke's got off in Caslates. No, there's Island Bend. He's... Oh, hello, wall. Oh, no, he's kept out the wall this time.
Well, here comes Borchert down towards the final corner then. Before that of Losser, who is just behind him here in this qualifying session. Looks like he couldn't get on the power as quick as he'd have liked there for Borchert. Up and over the hill. Towards the line he comes now. Moves into P7, so he moves up the order. Losser now goes P7 to Mike. Down into P10. Car 21 is next. That then is De Hoffner. Joe and Dan on an invalid lap. They're going to go again. And behind De Hoffner will be Mike Matthews. Is the track just rubbering up a little bit to start to become a little quicker? De Hoffner stays 2.3. So Mike Matthews, next car after Mike is car 99. That is Monkey Boy, or Andrew Taylor. Mike to the line, 1.2 off. Improves ahead of Luke Damon up to 9th, but didn't improve by much. Andrew Taylor is the next car on a valid lap. After that, it will be the 277 of Borchert again. So a lot of drivers invalidating their laps here.
Yeah, and a couple of them haven't even gone out the pitch.
Yeah, Sheary and Glowbrighter haven't been out the pits. Glowbrighter didn't come out the pits after race 1. Where's Darren Yeo? He's currently 5th. Darren Yeo, not seen him. He's having a good qualifying. Andrew Taylor to the line, improves, goes ahead of Shaggy. And then it will be Borchert next to the line.
Oh. That's his car just dropped to the ground, but you haven't got time to do it. Go out and go round.
Well, nobody's got time now. So Burrow, Bex, Williams and all the bottom 4 will stay in the pits, and obviously 2 on a qualifying ban. So that will be Overtaker, Sheary will start from 24th. Overtaker will start from 23rd on a quali ban. Kind of has that favour done to him by moving up a couple of places. Alex Power will start 25th, and Globe Writer will start 26th and last. To the line for Bourchier and Losser. Stay where they are. Paolo's returned to the pits. Next car to the line is that of Fury. I think Dan Davis is done. Yeah, Dan Davis is in the pits. Fury will get one more lap in here. So can he find 3/10? Not this time around, he can't. Car 21. Who's that?
It's De Hoffner.
It is De Hoffner. 17th. Stays 17th. Car 36. That is Clouden. 1.5 off the back. Good race one for Clouden. Before then, car 69 is Simon Blair. So Clouden current at P12. 1.5 seconds. Need a few hundredths to get ahead of Smokey. Goes P9. Good lap at the end. Simon Blair. Bales. Car 42. That is Jay Ward. Before then, car 45 is Shaggy. Jay Ward stays 22nd. Shaggy moves up to P19. 884 is next to the line. That is to Tarkowski. He moves up the order. Andrew Taylor will go back to P19, and we just await then Smokey Devil. But already a few drivers down the back end of the grid not getting the qualifying data wanted, Pian.
No, well, 277, 82, 13 and 21 are all still on valid laps.
They are all still on valid laps. That is a point. So Smokey Devil done. 277. That then is Bourchier.
As he rounds the tricky final corner. What gear were you in gone through there? I was in first.
Second. I was in there. Well, here comes Bourchier. Then Losser. Bourchier moves up to 5th. Losser moves up to 6th. It is Fury in car number 21 left in this one. Then Fury needs 0.3 of a second to get himself ahead of Dan Davis. It is car 21 just behind that we'll see. But it's Fury to the line. Doesn't take pole. So Dan Davis is going to claim pole position in this one. That'll put him 20 points behind his teammate now. So a good lap there from Dan. And here comes De Hoffner. Stays P18 for De Hoffner then. But what a qualifying session that was. So it's Dan Davis from Joe Sky. Schundelmeyer, P3. Didn't mention him in that one. So a good session for Sky. Then we got Graham was P4.
Our race one winner at Imola.
Yeah. Bourchier, P5. Losser, P6. After Losser, Darren Yeo, P7. Didn't see anything of Darren Yeo in this qualifying session, but a good session for him in P7. Paolo, P8. Good qualifying for him. Clouden. He's P9. Mike Matthews only 10th, so work to do with his teammate well out in front. At the moment, Luke was P11, as Mike was P10. After Luke was Rami Fernie, P12. Gary Leach, P13. Tarkowski, P14. Good session for the Audi driver.
Yeah. Well, pro's difficult at best of times.
But
they're already up.
Sorry, go on, PM.
But they're all starting to... Well, we won't in theory, because you want to do that about 30 seconds to make sure you've got some heat in the tyres. Even though with a full formation lap, it don't really matter. No. So, we're down to 26 cars.
Yeah, lost Clarbel for this second race.
So we've lost one of the Porsches, so it just leaves one Porsche standing with Gary 131 or Gary Leach.
Joe versus Dan on the front row of the grid.
It feels like we've been here before.
Porsche Cup.
Porsche Cup. Many seasons of SimPlay.
Many seasons of SimPlay, yeah. Many seasons of SimPlay Motorsport. Right, race 2 winner, PN.
I want to say Dan, because the curse works. And he's going to hate me for that, because I want Joe to win. Really.
Well, it is Joe's last race before going for an operation, so again we wish Joe a speedy recovery and hope he's back on the grid as soon as possible. But yeah, do you know what? Actually, I'm going to say Graham from 4th.
We could also say Tibbs. Tibbs is a good shout up there on P3.
He is. Well, let's see what happens. Sparkly Gamer, Merck needs a word with himself. Merck, I don't think we have a Merc driver out there tonight, do we? No, we don't.
No, because that's normally tech leader, and tech leader
Yeah.
is only a reserve.
Come on, Sky, says Max Mulder, and let's go, Cloud, and let's get another good result, says Hypertech then in the chat. So, you're going Dan, I'm going Graham, and it's Joe versus Dan here. This could be juicy.
This could be very, very juicy. I wonder if game physics let you go off into the lake. Probably not.
I would have done last week, the other week, when it was broke.
Well, it wouldn't even let you get that far. You just go through the barriers or fall through the earth. So, yeah, and apparently April the 1st, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
the
it's
big
true.
news. The big news, April the 1st. It doesn't say whether it's just PC or whether it's all consoles or what, but Nordschleifer comes out. Well, they've been working on it since November. So let's see, but yeah. Don't forget though, as well, if you like what you see here, hit that thumbs up button to like the video, like the stream. Hit that bell to be notified when we're live, and hit that subscribe button as well. Really helps the channel out as well. Let's go and check out our fantastic sponsors in the description below. That of Bozzy. Excuse me. That of Bozzy Designs for any graphical designs that you need. Design Manchester for any merchandise that you'd like things printed on or engraved into, such as t-shirts, mugs, glassware, cups, anything. It's all great that Design Manchester do. And Audio Sport as well for any T4 and T5?
Yeah, T5.
Yes! Got their bits right in terms of any equipment that you'll need for any T4 or T5 products. Skyboo nickname at home, says Tracy. There we go. Well, let's go, Sky, says Tracy in the chat. It is Dan Davis and Joe Bates on the front row of the grid. Everybody is ready to go. We've seen this one before, PM.
We have. I'm concentrating on mid-grid around the Hoffner. So
Sky, Schundelmeyer and Graham on the second row. Bourchier and Loser, row 3. Row 4, Darren Yeo and Paolo. Row 5, Clouden and Mike Matthews. But we are, for the halfway race of the season, green and go at Alton Park. It's a good launch from Dan, but Fury sticks with him. Sky as well. Make sure he tries to come with the pack. And it is Dan who leads into turn 1. Fury just leaves that door open a little squirrely on the curb on the exit of turn 1 for Dan Davis here. Everybody looks like they've got through relatively cleanly as well. So a good start from everybody, apart from a few at the back. PM will come back to you in a moment. And it is Dan who leads from Joe, from Sky, from Graham as they come towards the island bend now for the first time. As they head towards the Shell Oils hairpin, Dan and Joe already going at it, and that is car 42 at the back. Who's had a problem?
Yeah, also Taylor's had a little issue at the start as well. He's got damage, and yeah, 42's got damage. I'm trying to find that pink McLaren of Overtaker.
So it's Dan Davis from Joe, from Sky Schundelmeyer, Graham, then Bourchier, Darren Yeo, Cloud and Paolo, Mike Matthews, Gary Leach, Kay Losser, Borobex, Ramey Fernie, Simon Blair, Sam, De Hoffner, Tarkowski, Shaggy, Alex, P. Williams, Glowbrighter, Overtaker side by side with him. He's now just gone into 21st place. Luke Damon, Jay Ward, Andrew Taylor and Sherry down at the back of the pack. So already Overtaker not having the best of starts.
No, he's right at the thick of it for the pack, whilst Dan and Joe can just slowly try to drive away at the front.
Yeah,
and
slowly drive away at the front. Sky Schundelmeyer, though, sticking with them at the front. And it is great to see Graham in no man's land at the minute. Darren Yeo having a great night. Here comes Mike Matthews looking up the inside on Clouden. And it was just a look. It was just a little sniff there. Fury wide. This is going to give Sky a run. He's not close enough at the moment. Back down towards Gary Leach as Mike Matthews is going to try once again. Then into Old Hall Corner. Here he comes. Knows this track like the back of his hand. On the brakes. Up the inside. Gary Leach follows through. Yes, he does. It's a 2-for-1. And Gary at Paolo there tumbles down the standing. Sherry looks on the back of him now as Gary, a master of the British circuits, puts pressure through Cascades on that of Mike Matthews. Losser in the background side by side up the inside at Cascades. Not really a corner to overtake on. Sky Schundelmeyer, it looks like, has got ahead of Joe. Or was that Dan just at in the pack as well? It is. Paolo a little loose on the rear. Does he keep it all together? I believe he has done. And who's that off? Who's that off in the wall?
Who is it?
It's Darren Yeo.
Paolo's backwards as well on the other side of the hairpin.
He is. So Darren Yeo off. Overtaker's moved up another couple of positions there. He's gaining on the back of the pack. And already dramas at this fantastic Alton Park circuit. But Dan Davis has now all of a sudden got Joe and got Sky Schundelmeyer right on his rear end.
Tarkowski moved over for Overtaker going into the chicane. Oh, Overtaker's clipped the tyres.
Graham not got an answer, then it's Bourchier, Clouden, Mike Matthews, Gary Leach, Losser, Burrow-Becks, Darren Yeo down the order. In fact, he's tumbling down, so after Losser it is Burrow-Becks, then Ramy Fernie, and then it is his teammate Simon Blair, then Sam, who's got the fastest lap, then De Hoffner, then Overtaker, who's got to try and make up some positions here, down in 15th place. Tarkowski. Williams is trying to gain on the back of Darren Yeo, then, who's possibly got some damage. And again, Jay Ward looking up the inside of Luke. Can't get the move done there. Everybody just trying to go through about their business. But Joe looking to the outside of Cascades on Dan Davis. Not going to get it done around the outside. And Sky Schundelmeyer sticking with these two at the front, PN is Sky.
They can all work together and pull away from the pack.
Well, they are. They've got a 2.2 second gap over Graham. And Joe is looking each way till Sunday for a move on Dan Davis. Not yet had a race win this season. I'm sure he'd love one before he misses a few races. And for Joe then, he's putting pressure on his former teammate.
He is. For EFU Racing back in season
1.
2.
1.
Was it 1 or 2?
Yeah. No, season 1, because I was actually racing on the track with them.
Both in Lamborghinis,
Yes,
weren't they? The Evo version. Overtaker behind De Hoffner.
Yeah, he's going to have a look into his lops. His Overtaker thinks about it, on and off the brakes a little bit there, gets it stopped. And this is already a train behind Ramy Fernie here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trolley train, or a railing train.
Overtaker got a little loose coming through Knickerbrook there. There's Tarkowski, then Darren Yeo, he's got damage. Alex Powell's on the back of him, he's only up to 18th place. Then it's P. Williams ahead of Luke. Jay Ward's 21st, Andrew Taylor, Shaggy, Sherry, and then Glowbrighter. Paolo's in the pits. Oh, he's got big damage.
Yeah, major damage on the front of that McLaren, or all of the McLaren.
Well, he's just now been lapped, so I reckon he's returned to the garage. And for Joe here, again, putting some pressure on Dan. Not as close Dan as he was last time round, because he was trying to go side by side with Dan. But he's now looking to put some pressure on Dan, back down towards Clouden, who's trying to put pressure on Bourchier. That gap's opened up a little bit. Mike Matthews trying to get involved there. You've got Gary Leach with Losser on the back of him. And that gap's 7/10. And you've got Ramy Fernie with Simon Blair, Sam De Hoffner and Overtaker. There they all go through. Overtaker's actually looking on De Hoffner in towards that little left-hand kink of Island Bend. Let's go on board with De Hoffner here then.
Can't be brave.
Oh, Overtaker's going around the outside at the Shell Oil's hairpin, which should give him the inside line then for the next part of Britain's. The left-right left. De Hoffner gives him plenty of room. Overtaker gets the move done. Very, very good move from Overtaker, that.
That was a very, very nice move by Taker. And now next target will be Sam in the Team FBR Aston Martin.
Darren Yeo trying to get onto the back of Tarkowski then as Alex Powell's got past Darren Yeo. Looks like Darren's got damage in the rear, so I wonder if he got a bit of a shunt off at the hairpin when he went off. Doesn't seem to be any front end damage, just a bit of damage on the rear of his BMW.
Yeah, which will affect rear end grip because that's the diffuser. With a
Sherry gaining on Shaggy then. And out front it's Dan Davis from Joe. But that gap's opened up to 9/10 of a second. And Sky Schundelmeyer back on the rear end of Joe. So I wonder if Joe just made a mistake towards the back half of that lap. Sky now looking interested in a few moves here. Gary Leach is really close to the back of Mike Matthews. That is 0.3 of a second. Mike trying to stick to Clouden as well. That is 7/10 between Mike and Clouden. So Gary looking racy here in race 2. We know what Gary's like for a couple of changes in that mid-session break. Gary's now looking to try and make some moves on that of Mike Matthews then.
Race 1's Gary's practice.
It is, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. We've got Sam as well. Sam's actually lost out to Overtaker. So Overtaker's already got Sam done. Alex Powell's trying to come through this pack as well. So Overtaker, he's not waiting tonight. He's not hanging around. He wants to get as high up this order as he possibly can, as quick as he can.
Yeah, and well, they're now starting to spread out between Burrow-Becks, Fernie and Blair. His gaps appearing now.
Well, Joe's now
As
over a
Overtaker was on the grass
second.
then.
Oh, Joe's now over a second behind Dan. We're currently watching both Cher, Cloud and Mike and Gary with Losser trying to get onto the back of this pack as well. Yeah, Joe's lot now to a second to Dan, and Tibbs is now 8/10 behind Joe. So then top three starting to find a bit of rhythm and just starting to spread themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, closest battle, well, where do you look?
Exactly, where do you look? Alex Power's got past to Hoffner, so he's moved up another place, trying to follow Overtaker through. I wonder if Alex Power and Overtaker will work together if they, get close to each other. Pit window opens at the 30-minute mark. Let's not forget, Joe's brought some time back down to Dan. Not a lot, though, is Gary still closer to Mike Matthews than he has been all race, and bounces off the first curve of Old Hall. Loses a lot of momentum there. Back down to Sam, who's got Alex Powell gaining on him, and he's trying to stay within 7/10 of the Overtaker then.
Yeah, who's trying to catch Blair.
Yeah, onto the back of Simon Blair. We've got Tarkowski gaining on the back of De Hoffner. In fact, Jay Ward and Darren Yeo having a fight, and this has got Paul Williams and Luke involved. So a great scrap back here.
Yeah, Alex is all over Sam. Alex with ARL experience around here.
Yeah.
As is
Overtaker as well. All over the back of Simon Blair. But
Alex is fast.
He's not close. Yeah, Alex is fast, but Overtaker, I looked like he had a thought of having a look on Simon Blair into Britain's. And then thought, nah, not going to really try that one. Clouden trying to get close to Bourchier again. Graham's in no man's land. Tibbs, Joe's lost out to Dan massively by 8/10, and Tibbs has pulled some of his time back on Joe then. But crucially, while Overtaker's in this pack, he can't get through. Joe's going to keep that fastest lap. Now we get to see the Alex Overtaker battle I was just on about.
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, that's Clouden off the road. So that's another place gain for them.
It is, and that puts Mike up to P6 as well. Then it's Gary, Losser, S2M Borough Bex. Losser. Yeah, then S2M Borough Bex, then Ramey Fernie, then Simon Blair, then Overtaker, then Alex Powell, then Sam. Clouden tumbling down the order here. He's behind Tarkowski. Stays ahead, though, of Darren Yeo. This is Simon Blair we're watching with Overtaker right up the rear end of that Ferrari. Is right up the chuff of the Scotsman. But the Slovenian just can't get past here.
No, again, it's a narrow circuit. It's almost as narrow, it's like Monaco without the walls. It really is.
Simon Blair can defend and let his teammate pull further up the road as it's Overtaker, the man who's got to get the move done. He knows his championship rivals are running 6th and 1st. I'm sure he'll be keeping an eye on that. And he knows he's got a very quick Alex Powell in the background.
Yeah, and Alex is coming in that matte black Aston Martin.
That gap is down to 1.4, and we'll see up Nick.
Overtaker's on the grass.
He's on the grass to try and get past Simon Blair. And do you know what? He's going up the inside of Simon Blair, who keeps it around the inside then for the next part. Overtaker's going to have to yield, but yields a little too much. No, I thought Alex was going to try and get side by side there. That didn't happen. Oh, and now he's slow. Was Overtaker slow there?
He did seem to not be able to get the power on there.
Overtaker slow. He's lost out to Alex now.
Yeah, but I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
No, there was no contact between Overtaker and Simon Blair there. Overtaker just got on the grass a little bit, and I wonder if that just lost traction.
It would have lost traction, as I found out in turn 2 last night.
So the gap out front, it is Dan from Joe from Sky. There's Dan, there's Joe, there's Sky. Then it is Graham. And then it is Bourchier, who's way behind. Mike Matthews trying to catch on to him. Where's the closest fight? It is actually Alex Powell now looking on the back of what's happened to Overtaker. He's down to 15th. Is he having some kind of problem?
Loss of pressure, maybe, in a tyre?
Well, loss of pressure, but I was thinking more technical with his pad, because he's a pad user. And we saw that he got no power out of Knickerbrook earlier. When Alex got past him, is he having a problem with his pad? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know what he uses to accelerate, or because I use it R2 to accelerate.
Luke Damon trying to hold back Tarkowski and P. Williams. Paolo's a couple of laps down in this race. Or in fact, is he a lap down? I'm not too sure.
Paolo,
he is, yeah.
I reckon he's about 2 laps down, I think.
Well, Overtaker's now on the back of De Hoffner once again. And he's really close to the back. Alex Power as well. He's right on that rear wing of Simon Blair. And Simon Blair has defended from Overtaker. He's now got to try and defend from Alex Pow, who's a little laggy. So I'm actually going to jump onto Simon Blair and keep off of Alex's name. So that way shouldn't hurt him. And Simon just parking the car exactly where he needs to. Pierre.
Gaz has lost positions again. He's down in 20th now. He's got Taylor behind him and Ward.
Alex Pow to the outside. We'll come and check on Darren Yeo in a minute. Can't get the move done. Back down to Darren Yeo. Yeah, he has. He's got damage on the back of him, though. Let's not forget.
Yeah, Alex is quite laggy. His class disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah, I did just think that. But he's got past Simon Blair.
Best not to watch him for a little while. Mr. Rivet doing that.
An Overtaker still stationary behind the V12 Aston of then De Hoffner down towards the island bend. They come. Overtaker's going to have a sniff. Tucks back up behind. Pretty sensible, that. You do not want to try it around there. He's pretty much pushed De Hoffner through the island bend. He's right up the rear wing of that V12 Aston, but cannot get the job done at the Shell Oils this time. Overtaker is trying to clear De Hoffner as quick as he can now into the Britain chicanes. Does he look up the inside? No, brakes earlier and backs out of that one. An Overtaker here, Pien. 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, it seems, at the moment, because as he was making good progression through the field, he's now behind the 3 cars. He's not long overtaken.
Indeed, yeah, and Joe's back within...
Oh, De Hoffner's off! De Hoffner's off! An Overtaker, did he just have to avoid the rear end of De Hoffner? I think he did. And that's allowed him once again to not be able to make the move done, but he now looks up the inside, up Clay Hill towards Druid's corner, and he still is behind that Aston Martin, whose straight line speed will be phenomenal. And Overtaker still waits. De Hoffner's wide. Did Taker just tap him off?
We don't know, unless it's put in and...
Well, Taker's gone through. It's a drive-through.
Oh.
Dan Davis! Dan Davis, he's got a drive-through penalty!
And we've only got 15 minutes into the race.
It is track limits for Dan Davis, and he has got himself a drive-through penalty here in this one.
That's a disaster.
I can't believe this. Is under no pressure from Joe, and has got a drive-through. Gary Leach once again on the back of Mike Matthews. Well, that for Dan Davis.
Pit window's now open.
That is going to cost him so much, Pierre. It's going to put him behind Peaceful Explosion in this championship fight.
Yeah, it's an absolute... That's got to be the earliest we've had track limits in this season.
15 minutes. Dan Davis up Clay Hill has got a drive-through.
And it's not like Fury's millions of miles away either.
And this is what I mean. He's going to lose about 15 seconds, you'd imagine, here for the drive-through. It's about 20 seconds to stop and go in the pit box for a normal 1 second pit stop. So Dan's going to lose about 15 seconds. Surely he gets the drive-through out of the way. No, stays out.
Stays out. But he can't serve both at the same time.
No, he's got to do one, then the other. Everybody at the minute staying out on circuit. Great to see. Everybody keeps going through. What about Borough Bex? He's going to stay out as well.
I reckon Overtaker will be one of the first to pit.
Simon's in. Simon Blair is in. Sam, not Overtaker.
Nope.
No, Overtaker stays out. What about De Hoffner? He's being caught by Clouden. Probably turn 1, says Ian Gray in the chat. Clouden in. Luke Damon in. Oh, that's quick, Luke. Oh, that's quick, Luke. Tchaikovsky stays out. What about Andrew Taylor? I imagine Darren Yeo's going to come in here. Taylor stays out. Ward stays out. Darren Yeo straight in.
Yep. In his Beamer.
Sherry stays out. P. Williams is done. Shaggy's done. And Paolo's all done their stops.
Yeah,
Paolo is a lap. Paolo is on the back of this paddle, but is a lap down to them. So yes, we've completely missed this. And I tell you what, though, Dan Davis, he is going to be a man who is going to be absolutely kicking himself in this race.
He will be, wouldn't he? You can't write this stuff, can you? It has to be like through turn 1, or maybe even up through Deers Leap, because you do take it a bit wide.
The question now is does Dan? You've got Deer Leap, you've got turn 1. Does Dan think of pitting? No, so he's got to do his drive-through next lap. Joe stays out,
Yeah,
as does Sky. I don't know if it's disqualification. I think it changes to a stop-go penalty.
No, it'll be DQ.
I don't think it does, Pien. I think it changes to a stop-go. I'm sure it does. Bourchier stays out. Gary's got ahead of Mike by a long way. Mike's now under pressure from Losser. And Alex Powell's on the back of Smokey, but Ramey Fernie into the pits. Comes Ramey then. Sam in. Overtaker stays out. Dan Davis, what has he just done in this race? Esteban Borough-Bex is in the pits. Tarkowski. How's Dan got a drive through? Normal. It says for track limits, Jamie. So we assume he's ran the limits a little bit. Andrew Taylor in. Jay Ward. Simon Blair stays out. He got ahead of Jay Ward. Jay Ward pits. That was late. Sherry stays out. Globe Writer stays out. So Luke will gain a few positions here. Clouden nowhere near. P. Williams just behind him. Then it's Shaggy. Darren Yo's down in 25th place. He's had bad damage.
He has had bad damage.
But for Mike Matthews, he's got Losser right up his rear wing here. Really putting him under some pressure.
Great drive for Losser in this second race, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic drive. Joe's within half a second of Dan. Well, Dan has got to come in for his drive-through penalty this lap. He has no other choice. He's got to serve it. Dan Davis is pitting. Joe stays out, but we know for Dan. Did he just clip the wall?
I didn't see Dan. I was watching Joe at the time.
I think Dan just clipped the wall. Mike and Losser both stay out. Where is Dan? Is he yet off the limit? Dan comes off the limit now. Drive-through cleared. Gary's just gone through. Here's Mike Matthews. Where's Dan Davis? He's out on track ahead of Mike, behind Gary. So he's ahead of his championship rival.
Yeah. I made a mistake of just briefly looking at Alex then, and he's teleporting quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay off Alex. So Dan's now got to get past Gary. He's got Mike going to be hunting him down. Joe Graham and Sky Schundelmeyer is the podium places at the moment. 25 minutes left. Still a lot of drivers to pit. Overtakers back into the top 10 as well, Pien.
But he's still got a pit again as well.
Yeah, but if we look at the track map, car 14 has actually got a bit of gap. No, he's just lost out to De Hoffner. So he's just made another mistake. Sherry's in the pits.
Sherry's in the pits. So Joe leads this race. Still
Jamie Brazier has just said, by the way, as well, that he did kiss the wall slightly on pit entry.
Pit lane reporter Jamie Brazier.
So
he's our Ted Kravitz now.
So we need Jay in this part. He has about 12 streams up. He can just tell us what's happening on all the streams. Joe then, gaining on the back of some lap traffic in front. He's decided he's going to carry on his way. Tibbs or Sky Schundelmeyer stays out. What about Graham? Looks to possibly get the jump. No, he doesn't. He might be able to salvage this, to be fair. That drive-through hasn't hampered him badly position-wise. It hasn't at all. Mike's in, but now he's on the back of Gary, so he's now going to lose time while he's chasing. While he's got to try and get past Gary Leach. And Gary Leach here, let's not forget, can help Sky out.
He could. And Gary is a tough customer to pass.
He's a tough cookie. You know, he knows what he's doing. Does Gary 131? Gary Leach, sorry, still calling them PSN names.
Overtaker's in.
Overtaker's in. Right, so this is going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Tarkowski is... Where was Overtaker before everybody pitted? 14th, I reckon? 15th?
Something like that.
He's already away.
Again.
Ramey Fernie's through. Simon Blair is through. Globe Wright is yet to pit. So I think he's actually only going to come out behind Simon Blair and Ramey Fernie because Tarkowski hasn't pitted yet. Back to the Dan Davis-Gary Leach battle. Dan's got Gary done. Dan has already done Gary Leach then.
We've lost another driver.
Have we?
Yes. I don't know.
We have. We're down to 25. Not sure who either. We'll find out at the end of the night.
But we have lost another driver.
Yeah. So we're down to 25 then. Down towards Sherry. He's got Taylor and Clouden on the back of him. So good little scrap here. Globewriter's got Sam, but Sam not doing anything. Sorry. Globewriter's still got a pick.
Right, Joe's in.
Joe now in.
He's
Sky
away.
Schundelmeyer pits as well. Joe is in and out. Tibbs still stationary. Joe's going to come past him. There he goes. Not the stop for Sky. Where's Dan Davis? Dan Davis stays out and is ahead. So Joe comes out where? That is Paolo just behind him. And Paolo is a lap down, so Paolo remains a lap down. And Tibbs still in the pits. This is a long stop for Tibbs. Oh no!
He's not changing tyres, is he?
Mike Matthews has gone through. Overtaker's got huge damage!
Taker's
What
been
has
off the
happened
road
there
again.
to Taker?
Wow, that car is... He's going to have to...
He's carrying
staying
on.
out.
Well, respect to him here on a pad. And Sky Schundelmeyer there lost out to Mike Matthews. Did he lose out to Ramy Fernie? Yes, he did. Did he lose out to Simon Blair? No, he did not. So for Sky, I think Sky's just ruined his race here.
Yeah, it looked like he puts fuel in. Maybe he was running light.
Fuel or change of tyres. That was a long stop. So Graham from Bourchier, Dan Davis back up to third but needs to pits. Then it's Gary Lee, Losser, Alex Powell running sixth. Joe, the leader of the pit runners. Then it's Mike Matthews, who's quite a way behind Joe. De Hoffner, Tarkowski still to pit. Ramy Fernie. Then it is Sky Schundelmeyer. Then Simon Blair. Overtaker 14th. Oh, he's struggling at the hairpin. Struggling. Globe Wright has actually got ahead of Overtaker. Sam's got ahead of Overtaker. Luke's about to. Sven Burrabex is 18th. Sherry's 19th. Andrew Taylor 20th. Good fight here. And they've got Clouden. Let's watch this little battle. Clouden looking up the inside of Island Bend. You're not going to do it there. Backs out that one straight away.
Graham's stop wasn't valid.
No.
It wasn't valid.
So Graham's got to go back into the pits.
Yeah, it's not been counted as valid.
I think we've lost Jay Ward.
As Graham's gone off the road.
It's Jay Ward, I believe we've lost. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, Clouden off, Monkey Boy off. And Clouden keeps hold of that position. So Dan Davis leads from Gary Leach. Then it's Alex Powell. But Graham's pit stop. Oh, no! Simon Blair! Simon Blair drive-through penalty.
Again.
He's had a nightmare. Overtaker stays out, by the way. Wow, this is going to be hurting him. Yeah, fair play, hats off, but this is going to be hurting him. Graham's got to pit again. And Mike Matthews, did he get ahead of Graham? He did, he jumped Graham.
And he's behind the back of the lap. I believe that's Daz. Yeah,
it is Daz. It is Daz.
Jamie reckons he's gone straight on at Druids.
Daz starting to be blue flagged. We'll be thinking of getting out of the way. The question
Dan
is
still
where?
doesn't pit.
Well, he's still got 4 minutes. Gary's in. Alex doesn't
Gary
pit.
kissed the wall.
What about Graham?
Follow
Graham, is he going to come back in? He's got to re-pit. Otherwise, it'll be a 130-second penalty. And I think he's coming in straight away. Yeah, he's straight back in. Tarkowski yet to pit. Down the order.
Glitch for him.
Clouden on the back of Sherry here. Dorfner on the back of Burrabex. So let's look at Clouden and Sherry. Good little fight, this one. Down the order.
Tarkowski.
Graham's pit stop registers now. So he's done his pit stop. Tarkowski
Maybe
in.
not.
Globe Writer still to pit, as is Dan and Alex Powell. Has Mike cleared Daz yet, though?
Let's have a look. Go all the way.
No, he hasn't.
No. And you can see the blue flags were waving on the side of the circuit.
Drive-through cleared for that of Simon Blair. Puts him down the order a little bit, as this fight's just not developing at the moment. Burrabex has got Overtaker and Simon Blair. So Simon Blair's just come out in between Overtaker and Burrabex. But Overtaker with that huge damage. Props to him for keep going. Has now got Simon Blair looking up the inside of Island Bend. Oh, this could go horribly wrong. And how they don't make contact. Now De Hoffner wants to get involved. De Hoffner span Overtaker around.
Yeah,
and I think Burrabex, he took avoiding action, didn't he?
De Hoffner's slowing down to let him through. He's already slowing down to let him back past.
Clouden on the back of Sherry once again. This is within a tenth, this battle. And these boys are going to be gaining on to Hoffner and Borough-Bex and overtake with that moment.
Yeah, as Dan still need a pit, as does Glowbrighter.
Yeah, Alex Powell in and out. Was he out ahead of Mike? No. So at the minute, the top three is the same podium three we had in race one. The problem is, Dan has got to pit. Danny's going as long as he possibly can, I reckon, to try and build that gap.
He is. Well, he's got 2 minutes to pit. So he's got another lap.
Well, where is he on the circuit at the moment?
Coming up to his stops.
He's possibly got one more lap. So, though, is Glowbrighter, who's up into 11th. No, he's in. Closest fight on the circuit is this one of Sherry and Cloud, and then Dan Davis drive-through penalty so early on as well, PN. That was just wow.
It was. It's just... I know the track limits around here are harsh, but...
Well, these two are really gaining on the Overtaker now. I think Overtaker's just pitted. Yeah, he's in. He's in.
He is in.
So he's going to lose out to these two. He's going to lose out to Andrew Taylor and Paul Williams. Darren Yeo is only just coming up Clay Hill.
Oh, jeez, that was quick by Dan coming in pit lane.
Right, so Fury's exiting Old Hall now. Sorry, Lodge. Mike's coming down to Lodge. Dan Davis stops. Goes. Mike's leaving Lodge now. Dan's coming off his limiter now. Dan's done enough to stay ahead of Mike. He's done enough to stay ahead of Mike Matthews. Back down to the Sherry Clouden battle then.
Alex has moved up to 5th.
Is Overtaker yet moving? No, he's not. Darren Yeo has passed him. Shaggy and Paolo a chance to unlap themselves from Overtaker. So see what happens here. Back though to that Sherry Clouden battle. Yeah, if he still gets a podium, that's impressive, says Ian Gray. Indeed it is. Dan Davis would have had a great race here for that one. And indeed it was. I'll send it into the hairpin, a bit pretty poor. Sherry giving somebody a flash of the lights here, not sure who. Clouden really catching on him though, through Druids. Shaggy's now got past Overtaker. Paolo will be on the same lap as him.
Clouden and Loss no, that's Sherry. Still been a comment of Lamborghini.
Overtaker's out the pit, so he stayed ahead of Paolo. And Clouden looks up the inside now at turn 1. Can't do nothing there at the moment. Looking up the order, Bourchier has got Alex Powell catching on him. Clouden getting Sherry a cheeky flash of the lights as they come into Cascades. Oh, he's going to try and stick the nose up the inside. A little bit of contact from Clouden. Side by side at Island Bend. Clouden backs out that one. Bourchier has Alex Powell looking up the inside at Lodge. Has Alex got a better run out of here? A bit of a twitch for Bourchier there. They both come down side by side. It's going to be the inside line for Old Hall for that of Alex Powell. Here he comes up the inside. Job done. And now he's got to gain 4.8 seconds to get onto the back of Mike Matthews.
Yeah, he doesn't look as jittery now either, does Alex?
He doesn't look as jittery, no. Andrew Taylor's got Paul Williams catching him. Back to Sherry and Cloud, and this is a fantastic scrap for 17th and 18th place here. Just to say as well, Paolo 27 seconds behind Overtaker, so if Overtaker had had a bit longer pit stop, you know, Paolo would have been on the back of him. Overtaker's only got 17 seconds to gain on Shaggy, so can he do that for just a couple more points at the end of the day, PN? And again, a testament to Overtaker. How many drivers would have retired at that? A Shaggy pit, so that'll be Overtaker through.
Yeah. Shaggy's got a lot of damage on the front of his car.
So that could allow Paolo through. Sherry's wide at Lodge. Loses the rear a little bit. Clouden's gone through. Where is Andrew? He's fully round. Andrew Taylor avoids. P. William avoids. All on his own. Globe Writer's going to get through as well. Sherry made the mistake. Daz is nowhere near.
That's Fury coming round.
That is Fury coming round. Dan Davis, then Mike Matthews, then Alex Powell, then Bourchier, then Gary Leach, who's got Losser closing in on the back of him, and Losser's got Sky Schundelmeyer there for company as well.
This is a nice little battle between Gary, Losser and Sky.
Yeah, lovely little fight between the two of them. Sky, I'd love to know if you added fuel or changed tyres, because Sky, for me, has threw away your potential second place.
I wonder if Tracy could let us know. That'd be
If she could, that would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think Sky's just thrown away a second place here.
He's thrown up. He easily had a podium. Yeah.
Being a second off of Dan, I think Sky was going to be P2. I think, I don't know who this is in front of this battle here. Is that Daz trying to unlap himself? Well, there's Shaggy, who goes off to avoid any contact with the leaders coming round.
Daz is trying to unlap himself.
I mean, if he's got the pace, he's technically allowed to. That is on Bourchier, or has Bourchier just lapped Daz?
It's either or. It's hard to say, isn't it? As Alex has just pulled away from Bourchier.
Yeah, he has. He's just gone, and he's 3.7 to Mike's. He's closing in on Mike, so Mike's going to have to be wise here. Mike's not really made inroads on Dan. Dan's not made inroads on Fury. Oh, Gary bouncing on the curb on the outside. That's going to allow Losser and Sky Schundelmeyer through. Does it? Yes, it does. So Gary loses out 2 places there. He changed his tyres, says Tracy in the chat. So there we go.
Oh.
He's changed his tyres. Darren Yo, by the way, is now 11 seconds off the back of Sheary. So Daz here has the chance of maybe getting another position. Back to that Losser fight, though. He's still got Tibbs right on his rear wing. Tibbs looking racy as well in this one today. He's looked good.
He has looked really good, has Sky. On his eve of turning 18, if only he was in the UK, he could get absolutely hammered. Then, legally.
Mike Matthews 4.9 off it, Dan. Alex has done the fastest lap of the race. He's took that away from Joe. And he's 2.3 off the back of Mike. So Alex is charging now at the moment.
He is charging. He's coming, isn't he? As between Joe and Dan, even Stevens. Then there's another 5 seconds back to Mike.
Yeah.
They're now about to go through a sector.
Like Dan said in his interview, SimPlay Racing pretty much have the constructors wrapped up. Indeed, they do. But for Tibbs here, for Sky here and Gary, trying to keep the fight going, and Sky would love a couple more points in this one.
Yeah.
Also, just out of shape a little bit through the chicane. On his way he goes. Oh, somebody's off. Somebody's off. It's Bourchier! So Bourchier has been off. Losser and Sky through. I don't think Gary Leach got it done. Haha.
Good.
Just read it. Yeah.
Good.
Sky now having a look as they come down towards Lodge Corner. He's looking up the inside. Doesn't get it done. Thinks better of it. He's too far back. Dan's closed in on Joe a little bit. And Mike has lost time to Dan. And is still being caught by Alex Powell. Losser.
But Dan's gained a second on Fury, but Dan's on the grass.
Fury said as well, though, that his tyres went off race 1. And we know Fury didn't change tyres because he had a good pit stop race 2.
Indeed.
Oh, Losser a little wide. Pulls it back in. And Sky still looking. This is a fantastic scrap for 5th and 6th.
It is. It just shows how competitive Pro can actually be.
Darren Yo, by the way, was 11 seconds behind a minute ago. 4.2 off the back of Sheary.
Sheary needs to let Sky through.
No, this is Losser. This is Losser in front of Sky.
Is that Losser?
Yeah, this is Losser.
Oh, they're similar colours.
This is the battle. So Daz really gaining over Sheary. And Sheary's only 22 behind Globe Ryder, who's in a fight with Williams and Andrew Taylor. Let's just change back down to that one a second. There's Andrew Taylor, there's Williams, there's Globe Ryder.
Overtaker's got past the slap.
Every point helps, I suppose.
Yeah.
Every point helps. Back to low. So Sky. Oh, we've turned away to look at another battle, and Sky's got the move done. He's up to P5. Typical.
Go on, Tibbs.
Typical. Nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, bang. Tibbs gets the move done. Right, Andrew Taylor defending from P. Williams and from Globe Ryder. Sheary coming towards the final corner. Darren Yo gaining on him. Here is Andrew Taylor and P. Williams and Globe Ryder. Look how close these three are. 9/10 of a second separating these three. Cloudon's on the back of Tarkowski up further in front. Graham's on the back of Ramey Fernie as well. But this, for 19th, 20th and 21st, Daz will want to get past Sherry. That's a couple more points for Daz.
Yep, and staying in prime.
Do you reckon overtake a fresh pair of tyres?
Yeah. Well, he had that much damage.
That's what I mean. Long pit stop, fresh set of tyres, get a fastest lap.
It's an extra point at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alex is now 0.6 of a second behind Mike.
Right, so let's tune into this battle up further forward. Ramey, Fernie and Graham, they're having a good fight. 0.6 of a second. Dan's 5.9 to Fury. So Dan only needs pretty much 1 and a bit seconds a lap, and that seems to be what he's doing to Fury at the minute.
Has Fury's tyres died?
If Dan wins this race with a drive-through, that'll be a remarkable comeback.
It
Through
would be
the Sector 2 timing
Webber
screen, he's gained 0.2.
I think Mark Webber won one of the European Grand Prix or German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring after having a drive-through.
I believe you're right. Mike's now got to defend from Alex for 6 minutes. He's a quick boy. Ian, his overtaker. Fastest lap on the controller. Alex just a little wide out of Lodge there. So he's lost a bit of momentum to Mike. Over the line, Dan's took another 0.3 of a second out of Joe.
Yeah, is Joe cruising? And
well, Dan, don't forget, if Mike stays third, Dan will take another 10 points out. The gap will be 11 points for Mike.
There's another battle with between Fernie and Graham.
Yeah, I'm just dropping down as well to the Tarkowski battle, but he's got that move done. Williams trying to get past Monkey Boy. Andrew Taylor. Globe Writer's dropped off the back of these two, and Daz has cleared Sherry by some margin.
Jamie's just there.
Of course Jamie knows that. And again, look, through Sector 1, it's down another 0.3. Oh, I think Joe's struggling.
I do.
Did you just see him through his laps there? I think Joe is struggling. What's the gap going to be come Clay Hill? 4.9 it was. Oh, it's 4.2. Dan is charging. Mike is still fending off Alex Powell for this final podium spot.
And I got
5 minutes remaining in this race.
The lap car of Paolo is coming into play as well.
Mike will be trying to use him. What is it going to be over the line? I wonder. Joe to the line now. 4.2 was the gap. Here comes Dan. It's 4, so he takes another 0.2 out of Joe. Alex Powell, though, within 0.4. Graham within half a second. P. Williams within 0.6. Daz to Globewriter. Where's Globewriter? Cascades. Where's Daz? Turn 1. That's 15 seconds. I don't think that's going to happen for Daz. Dan still 4 seconds through Sector 1 to Fury.
Mike was a little wide. He's defending. He moved over to defend.
Evening to Lucas Roth in the chat.
Mike's on the curb.
Mike's off. He's off. Is he in the wall? He's through the gap. Bring on the wall. He's missed the wall. And he's threw away a podium.
Yes, Keegs is in the chat.
Evening to Keegs. That's a face we've not seen for a while. So Dan's not gained anything. Alex Power is on the podium. Graham 0.6 behind Ramey Fernie. Luke and Simon Blair going side by side. Luke trying to go around the outside. Can't get the move finished. Williams has got ahead of Monkey Boy now. Andrew Taylor's down another position.
And the lap down overtakers in this lot as well. Well, to this lot.
Where is Overtaker compared to Sherry? Sherry's at his laps. Overtaker, it's gone through Cascades. A bit far back.
Yeah,
Dan, 3.8 to Joe. Joe's got some traffic in front. Luke looking up the inside. He's tapped Simon round. Overtaker goes through. Oh, and Simon can't get that one going again. Where's Borough Bex? I think Borough Bex has ended up off with him, yeah.
Yeah, off in sympathy or involved in it?
I don't think he was involved in it. I wonder if he was just avoiding them. As it all seemed to bunch up.
That McLaren looks loose as anything. Look at it then. Gone through Britain's.
Well, Cloudon's on the back of De Hoffner, so Cloudon's looking for some more points. Andrew Taylor trying to come back to P. Williams. Daz was 15 seconds behind Globewriter. Glowbright is just at the Shell Oil's hairpin. Dan is just coming through Cascades. I think that's a bit too big. 3.1 Dan to Joe, with potentially 3 laps left. But look at Joe. He's got Andrew Taylor, who's trying to chase down Monkey Boy. Right behind. Andrew Taylor. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Andrew Taylor's trying to catch P. Williams. Joe gets past Andrew Taylor.
Oh, Joe's on the grass.
Yeah, he is. He's on the gravel a little bit there. Joe seems to be struggling at his lops.
Keep calm, Joe.
Final race for Joe for a couple of weeks. I'm sure the race win will be an absolute confidence booster for him.
It would be. But now Dan's got to get past Taylor.
Dan has now got to clear Taylor. 2.7 is that gap. Dan will want another race win. Now that Mike's down in 4th, Dan will want to take even more points off of Mike Matthews. Oh, Joe, a bit squirrely out the Lodge corner.
At least 2 laps.
There's 2 laps. There is easily 2 laps to go. And the gap is down to 2.6. The question is where does Andrew Taylor get out of the way for Dan Davis?
Not close enough yet, really.
Not close enough yet, no, not at all. And Joe's not close enough to P. Williams to get out of the way.
De Hoffner is a little battle
P. Williams
here,
moves.
Clouded.
P. Williams moves.
Oh, Blair's round.
That's Joe in clear air now, although Simon Blair's round at the exit of this hairpin. He's returned to the pits. Now that he's completed the race distance at least, but he's returned to the pits. The problem is, I think that'll give everybody from Sherry up. I don't think Overtaker will get the extra place for that.
Probably not. I think Overtaker's at least a couple of laps behind all of it, isn't he?
Dan's cleared Andrew. Dan has cleared Andrew Taylor. He's 2.6 from Joe, but I think Joe with one more lap to go is going to be fine and safe. No, Williams still well in front at the minute. Looking down at the battles, Ramy Fernie has still got Graham behind him. That is a great scrap here. Luke Damon's coming to the pits.
Has he ran out of fuel?
Burrabex goes through. De Hoffner goes through. Clouden will get through. Tikowski might get through here as well. Darren Yost just passed Simon Blair. Leaders on the final lap. Where's P. Williams? He'll get past. As will Andrew Taylor. Glowbrighter will as well. What about Darren Yo? Could he get ahead of Luke?
No,
Luke's out. Sorry, Luke's out. Dan is still behind, by the way. That of P. Williams, who moves now. Dan's lost a bit of time behind them. It's going to take Joe to make a mistake. Ramy Fernie still got Graham within half a second. Ramy Fernie flashing the lights at Sherry, who goes a little wide at Lodge. That's allowed Graham through as well. Jay Clouden trying to get onto the rear end of De Hoffner. Where is the leader? They're behind this little battle.
Leader's now coming up to Hislop chicane.
Yeah, who's that in front of him? That is Tikowski.
Oh, Fury bouncing on the curbs again. If your tyres are dying, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think he's got Dan covered though this lap. It's going to take a big mistake from Fury for Dan to get through. So BMW, although Dan's just gained 7/10 in that last sector. Joe is struggling here, but he's only got one corner left. It's going to be a couple of races missed for Joe, but he's taken a fantastic night worth of racing. Him and Dan will swap around. It is Joe who exits the final corner very squirrely, but is going to take the race win. Joe wins his first race of the season. Dan Davis P2. Then it is going to be Alex Powell, who's not a million miles away from Dan. And Mike Matthews, who just didn't have the pace in this one, I'm sure will take P4. Sky Schundelmeyer was getting on Mike in the end for P5. Losser P6. Good result for him. Before Debutant Bourchier, P7. Gary Leach way down. P8 for Gary Leach. So, did Ramy Fernie hang on? I believe he did. He's going to hang on to P9 from Graham. Who's going to come over for 10th?
What would have been if his pit stop didn't?
Yeah, exactly. Could have been a podium for him. Sam's going to come to the line in 11th. He's had not the best of nights, but still, points in the bag.
Overtaker across the line in 22nd.
Did Daz get out of Glowbrighter? No, Daz did not. So Sam finishes 11th. Borough Beck's now.
Still battling with Clouden.
He is battling with Clouden. Looks like he's going to take 12th place, so Clouden, good pace tonight for Clouden. Is he going to get him at the line? No, he doesn't. 13th for Clouden, 12th for Borough Becks. De Hoffner will take a P14, and then Tarkowski will come across the line for P15. Overtake a fastest lap of the race as well.
And
we just await Simon Blair, who is
moving.
He is moving, yeah, he's come back out. So Paolo actually got past him. So Simon Blair 24th, unless we've lost any drivers. I'm not sure. We did lose another one. We'll wait till the end. We'll wait till the end. I've just typed in a load of results that may not be the case. Return to garage, timetables. Yeah, so Simon Blair will get 25th.
24th for Chevy.
Andrew Taylor will get 17th. Sheary will come across the line for 21st. Paolo crosses the line for 23rd. Overtaker, we know, 22nd. Glowbrighter gets 19th. And then Luke came across the line for 18th. And it was Jay Warded we lost after 17 laps then in this race. What a day it was to be. Another new winner, says Clarbel in the chat. Indeed, it was. Great race. How I missed the wall, I don't know. Come on, Fury, says Fury's mum. We are, though, going to end the race winners poll there. Dan Davis was tipped to win that. We are going to start another poll. PN, your final thoughts of the day and your driver of the day.
Well, my driver of the day is Fury. It's that race one from the back, right at the back to get to second, and then a nice little win for race two. And all I can say is, curse them strict track limits.
Indeed. Driver of the day goes out. Joe Bates, Dan Davis, Mike Matthews and Alex Powell are the votes for driver of the day. We have got a couple of drivers in for a quick chat, but before we do that, let's just run you through the current standings. Ferrari now cannot win the Manufacturers' Championship. It is between BMW and McLaren. It's pretty much in the hands of McLaren. It could be won as early as next week for them. They have been dominant this season. In terms of constructors, though, it is SimPlay Racing, who are 225 points clear of BTC Jaeger Racing. Everybody's still mathematically in for that Constructors' Championship as well. No team is yet out of it, even the independent teams. The Drivers' Championship, though, there is 11 points separating the top two, but it is still Mike Matthews who leads the way from Dan Davis. Joe goes into third, 59 points off the back. Overtaker, disastrous night, down 63 points behind. Gary Leach is fifth. He loses out to he stays P5. Alex Powell up to 6th. Sky Shundermeyer in 7th, ahead of Clouden. Nash down to 9th with Fernie 10th. Luke 11th. Graham 12th. Paolo 13th. Simon Blair 14th. Sherry P15. Clarbel 16th. Sam 17th. Darren Yo P18. So he's climbed up a few places tonight. De Hoffner P19. S2M Borough Becks P20. Losser P21. Andrew Taylor 20th. Cutius De Fizz. Dennis Newman. Graham Sutcliffe. Jay Ward P Williams. Tarkowski. Dan Brave. Bourchier. Glowbrighter. Shaggy. Tech Leader Costa, and no points for Marshall or Gowney. That for Fury is race win number 54. It is BMW's 37th race win, although for some reason it hasn't gone down as BMW's 37th race win. So I've got to make sure that I've got Fury's stats right. The car stats right. As we go in for a quick chat, and obviously because it is only Dan and Joe in the interview room with us now, we will start with Dan, second place. Dan, drive-through penalty. First of all, 15 minutes in the race. You probably broke the record for the fastest drive-through penalty. What happened?
I know what Joe's like. When he's chasing somebody, he's ridiculously quick, and I just pushed too far over the limits too many times. It was turn 1 where I was getting the limits. You literally go across that white line ever so slightly and it penalises you. And then I made a mistake in one corner, lifted off, and it still gave me the warning. And yeah, luckily, Alton Park's got a very, very short pit lane, so
Yeah, good job it wasn't Spa.
That it was here. Yeah. So must make sure I don't do that at Spa. But man, hats up to Fury, man. Good job on the wind, and I was catching him. I knew he was having trouble with some form of tyre issue. I think I was coming, but I just ran out of laps, and the traffic didn't come in my favour. I think he cleared traffic just at the right times, while I ended up in corners. So fair to play the Fury, man, and like I said, he's going to be off for a bit, and I think it's a good way for him to, like I said, best luck for him tomorrow, because I know he's got a big day tomorrow, so I hope that race win helps him out. That's a present for you, lad.
PN, I don't know if Dan's drive-through penalty gave you Hungary vibes, except it wasn't the very last lap that Dan pressured Joe into a drive-through penalty. But it was a good night for you, Dan. First and second, obviously, a tricky race, one coming from by the back of the grid, and you knew that Joe was going to be right on you from the get-go. Tibbs as well kept you honest at the beginning of the race. Just talk us through how your race two, in your views, panned out.
Yeah, race two, I mean, everything was going to plan until I just pushed a little bit too hard. So, yeah, I mean, both of them, I know that Fury and Tibbs, their caliber, they're young guns as well, and they are both very quick drivers. And the BMW and the McLaren looked very, very strong last night in the Pro-Am, so I knew they were going to be strong here, and I haven't really seen any Lamborghinis be strong. So I knew, first off, both of them are very quick off the line, so I knew I was going to be under some pressure, but I just pushed it a little bit too hard, and at that point I knew I had to leave it at the very last minute to come in, do the drive-through, and then leave it as late as I possibly can. And then me and Gary had a beautiful move, went right and right on the outside of him on the banked corner, and yeah, I love racing with Gary. He's probably the cleanest driver you can go against. That was awesome. But yeah, I just ran out of time for Fury. He managed to make it. 20
points clawed back over Mike. We head to Silverstone next, another circuit which you enjoy. Or I say enjoy, another circuit you go well at.
It's British.
Exactly. You don't enjoy, you just go well at. But around there, it does... Surely that gives you confidence. Knowing you go well around Silverstone, knowing you've done well there in the past, surely gives you that confidence of possibly closing that 11-point gap.
Not necessarily. Silverstone's a track that everybody knows. It's probably one of the most used circuits that we all race on, so a lot of people have a lot of knowledge. From what I hear, there is rain, so that makes me even more happier. I do love wet races, so, that's the rumour. I'm not 100% sure if it is going to be wet, but it's very much Donington vibes, and, 3 British circuits this season, and the 2 that I've come across so far I've taken a win at, or been on the podium twice, so it's... yeah, we'll see what happens at Silverstone, but I'm pretty sure the constructors are pretty much in the bag. As long as me and Mike don't take each other out, then it's gloves off. It's Silver Arrow's war for this championship, and I'm pretty sure Overtaker will come back at some point at Silverstone as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Overtaker will look to bounce back there, like you say. Dan, congratulations tonight. We'll see you at Silverstone in a week's time.
Cheers, boys, and massive congrats to Fury, and like I said, best of luck with tomorrow.
And we do move to Joe, who, like we said earlier in the programme, does miss tomorrow. He's obviously for an operation, and we wish him a speedy recovery and hope all goes well tomorrow. But Joe, that's the way to sort of... He was unsure tonight, with obviously preparing for tomorrow. He was unsure tonight whether he was going to race. I bet you're pretty glad you did now.
Yeah, I mean, Alton being one of my favourite tracks to drive, it was actually got the BMW hooked up pretty quickly, pretty well, and being down on the front row kind of just gave me the good old Porsche Carrera vibes. So.
And you managed to do him again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a shame for his drive-through, because we would have had a good fight towards the end, I think.
Yeah, you had a good fight with Dan. You was catching, it was ebbing and flowing, but also with Tibbs, Joe. Was you surprised by Tibbs' pace tonight?
Considering I haven't really raced Tibbs much at all, seeing him in my rearview mirror trying to go up the inside in the hairpin, I was like, oh, whoa, okay, hello. But yeah, no, he's fast, and it was definitely a fun last little race for me. Now,
obviously, we know you're going to miss a few weeks. Who do you think then going forward? Obviously, Mike, Dan, Overtake will surely come back into it. Gary's round thereabouts as well. Who do you think is going to win this championship? Because it's a really good season. Obviously, we've not had one runaway driver at the moment.
No, it's all pretty mixed and matched, and obviously I think this reverse grid and then some of the tracks being as tight as they are, like for example Alton, and the weather, it just brings in a whole new mix. So I honestly seeing the mix of drivers and how well Mike's come back in that Ferrari 296, and then Gary in that Porsche. I mean, it's honestly hard to say, but with Dan's pace in that Lambo, it's just hard to look past any of those three, really. I mean, Overtaker, he's in for a shout, obviously, but out of everyone, I honestly think it's going to be Dan, because he can just get in the car, go, gone.
Yeah.
And it's just, once he's out in front, it's hard to catch him. You have to have a really good setup under your car to catch him.
It is indeed. Well, Joe, we wish you all the best luck tomorrow, and obviously we hope to hear from you, maybe on the channel. Maybe we'll have to get you in for a quick chat, maybe in one of the qualifying or practice sessions over the next couple of weeks. But Joe, best luck tomorrow. Well done on the race win. You're going to get my vote for driver of the day, so that's the commentators and the audience's vote for driver of the day. So Joe takes the clean sweep there. He takes a win and a second place. We move on to Silverstone, where, yes, Dan Davis mentioned Matt Neal and Gordon Shedden last night. Well, Silverstone is the home of Dan Davis and Joseph Bates, making several bits of contact as a team. Season 1. Will it happen again with Dan Davis and Mike Matthews? We'll have to tune in next week, 8 p.m. GMT for the Pro-Am. Dan Davis will take you through all the action on that one. And it's 8 p.m. GMT next Thursday night with myself and PM Motorsport. We'll bring you all the action of Silverstone. Donington weather vibes is the rumour in the paddock at the moment for Silverstone, so that could be a little greasy and wet. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That could be a little greasy and wet. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. And we are done and clear.
And that's it